Nerdrotic.com.
The fine folks have been waiting for 17 minutes. They've been waiting. I'm sorry. Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner.
Are we live? Are we live?
We're live. We are
feels
live.
like old school times, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my God. We're just, I just got off the road from con yesterday, and I have my own equipment that I just pack and it doesn't interfere, but I always, because I'm cheap, I have one pair of headphones and I can't find them right now. So that's why I'm wearing my big junky headphones that I don't like. But that's why we're here. That's why we're late, because I was trying to get some coffee and everything. Welcome. It's hump day. Everybody needs a nooner. And we're back from con. We were your reporters on the floor for Hall H.
I'm surprised they let you in. It was very funny seeing you get pat down.
Dude, I didn't want to blab totally like how you got us in.
Yeah, don't tell people.
But it was so fucking easy.
Well, once you know, yeah.
It was easy.
There is a way. There is a way. And holy crap. I was like, because I kept on saying, if it doesn't work, we'll just go walk the con. It's fine. It's no big deal. Yeah. And then like we're in there, and I'm like, wow, holy crap.
I was gonna say I saw a TikTok where if you carry a ladder, most people just let you in places.
That's right. If we carry a ladder.
Yeah, we're just doing some work here. I don't know how y'all did it, but I do have the video.
Chris looks extra red today, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I got a lot of sun at con. What can I say?
Yeah, and on your little walks and stuff too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So we got into Hall H. We got to see some stuff. Disbrew got us the name of that panel. Did you see my message?
Yes, I saw that. Oh, that panel was insufferable.
It was
insufferable.
It was fucking. What was it called? Yeah, I was like guessing it's like powerful women in TV or something like that. Not anything that cringe. It was called Bold School. Bold School.
Old school.
Yeah.
Bold School.
Yeah.
We'll watch just a teeny clip just to show you, and just keep in mind that this panel that we're going to show you later is in front of the exact same crowd that the Marvel panel was at. Like the exact same numbers, about 8,000, 7,000, 8,000 people. It's so bad. Lots of news. Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. Avengers, the Kang Dynasty is gone. Now it's Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So it's all going to be a multiversal saga that ends in what? Who knows? We saw some Fantastic Four footage. Unfortunately, we saw Captain African American footage and Thunderbolts, which looks utterly terrible. Not a mention of Ironheart, Agatha, or Daredevil, Born Again. Like nothing, no D+ stuff at all.
There were two noticeable things that were not there. Every Marvel panel I've ever been to always has a timeline laid out.
Yes.
This movie comes here. Here's this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, and they have the years, titles, release dates. That was absent. The second thing was absent. No mention of any TV.
None.
I think Feige realizes they diluted the brand, diminished it with all the shows, and they said he specifically said we're going to talk about 4 movies. And the third thing that was not mentioned, what's up with Kang? The Jonathan Majors thing, he was unceremoniously let go. And how do you, with these next 2 Avengers, they realize it's going to be hard for them to do a single hero superhero movie. You have said that, Gary.
Yes.
You have said that. It's all going to be about team ups. Even like Thunderbolts is a team up of the B and C list characters, which is that's a Disney Plus show. It looks so, we saw it. It was like they showed one scene and a little montage, like, okay, but we don't care all that much. I'm sure they'll have a big cameo and they'll give us some reason that we have to see it because of whatever. But no mention of Kang. Or will they resolve all the, like, does someone have a running list of all the things that are loose ends? Like, there's a lot. Like,
I'm
the end
sure.
of Shang-Chi, the end of Shang-Chi with like Captain Marvel and other thing I wonder, the Russo brothers, they were in a power position in their negotiating, right? Robert Downey Jr. wanted them back. Okay. Do you think they said, look, we'll do these movies, but no BS. Don't try to force some Captain Marvel character and we have to shoehorn her into a well laid out story that will dilute it. I think that they probably said, let us do what we want instead, because you've heard the behind the scenes stories about that, how she was shoehorned in. I'll bet they just said, look, let us do what we want.
Yeah.
Just to guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe like later on the stream, I will tell you another character that was forced on Marvel for this run.
Really?
For this run, yeah, forced on them by the top brass.
Is it a female character?
Above Kevin Feige.
Wow.
Didn't want the Kevin Feige did not want this character. So we'll see. We'll talk about that later. Hi, Chris. How's it going?
Hey, man.
I got my road days going on here. Like 2 days straight of driving through the great American Southwest. It was awesome. It was brilliant. I'm really tired. Hi, X-Ray Girl. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm well rested. Thank you for the break.
Sure.
That you provided.
Yeah, you needed it after your month tour of America.
Oh my God. This is the first time I've ever seen this on my phone where it's like you hit your sleep goal 14 days out of 14 days.
You check your sleep goal? That's such a girl thing to do.
I track my sleep.
Like I said, that's such a girl thing to do.
I track my sleep.
Hey, it worked in improving my sleep, so clearly.
Get 8 hours and you'll be good.
Every night the past 2 weeks, so glad for that.
That's good. That's good. Well, enjoy it until Rings of Power shows up. Yeah, so there was
nightmares.
Yeah, so there was there's Rings of Power news. There's Star Trek, which we didn't get a chance to check. I didn't get to go to the Kurtzman RTD panel, but I heard there was one particularly cringe statement. I don't know if I can't remember who tweeted it, where RTD said the rights of a certain protected class are more important than any story in Doctor Who. That's what he said in the panel.
That's lame.
The message is priority over any story in Doctor Who. He just came out and said it, sitting right next to Alex Kurtzman, who said Star Trek is a platform.
Wow.
For propaganda.
Yeah. I forgot if anybody in the chat can at me with that tweet. Our researcher's out right now, so I would appreciate it. If not, I'll try to search it at some point. But I saw it last night and I forgot to bookmark it. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. All the Comic-Con stuff, all the Roundup stuff, and Roundup. Well, a lot of it is like Roundup. Mm-hmm. It's very poisonous. So yeah, we're going to react to the Section 31 trailer and the other one too. So I can't. Paramount's being sold. Like they were forced to sell. They have arguably the biggest TV show franchise in America. No, it's not Star Trek. It's called Yellowstone. They produced Tulsa King, a massive hit. All the Taylor Sheridan stuff is just loved and watched by lots of people. And they had to sell. They were forced to sell to Skydance, who I think is just going to do more of the same shit. And somehow Kurtzman can just keep making Star Trek for some reason. It boggles the mind. And if you haven't seen the Section 31 trailer, it is unbelievable.
The best thing was going to the Starship SmackDown panel on Sunday afternoon and ending with that. And it was so fun. But seeing Rob, did you see Rob go on a rant? Robert Meyer Burnett went on an unhinged rant talking about the people that are the shepherds of current Star Trek, and just laid into Section 31, whatever that is, and yeah, it's god awful. But I have not seen it because I really don't care. We should do a Star Trek funeral.
Yeah,
we will do a Star Trek funeral.
Yeah, I think you should. I think it's, it's weird how 3 franchises, like, they're dead. Their corpses were desecrated over the last 4 months. Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars. Pretty much, like, Star Trek came out a little before Acolyte and Doctor Who, but they were almost running concurrent. The destruction was concurrent, and it was, and nobody gave a shit for the most part. Like, Acolyte hit the internet, and hit the zeitgeist and did its thing. But what's coming for Star Wars is what Doctor Who and Star Trek just went through: pure apathy. Like, and now it's like, I just can't believe they're still doing this.
You think that if the Acolyte was really popular, there'd be cosplay all over Comic-Con. I saw one guy dressed as the Stranger.
I did too. We both saw him. We both saw him at the same time. Yeah.
Like, hey, you're the one person. So.
Yeah, we did see the only Star Wars display at Comic-Con was Acolyte costumes and lightsaber props. And the lightsabers are huge. They're that's gonna get they're as big as or if not bigger than a mag light. The hilts, which makes no sense, especially when like little 5'3" characters are flashing around. I didn't see the whip. I didn't see the whip, but I saw the costumes, and I saw people clowning the costumes. And what's funny is, behind the scenes, folks, this show is getting so clowned by people in Hollywood. It's fucking hilarious. They are all shitting on it behind the scenes. It's so funny. So, like, Disney's putting up Lucasfilm's putting up this front, like, this is such a great show and it's so powerful. And lesbian headlamp is out there making her show worse every time she opens her pie hole. And behind the scenes, everybody's all, this is shit. It's so funny. It's so that same thing happened with Miss Marvel, when people are going, it's the most critically acclaimed thing in the world. And behind the scenes, everybody's like, this is dog shit. This is horrible. So
I saw more cosplay of the character Matt. Matt from it's Kylo Ren, but in disguise from that SNL sketch.
I don't watch it. I don't watch SNL anymore.
Well, it was a sketch where like Kylo Ren went undercover, like undercover boss. It's actually a good sketch. Don't play it. But I saw more guys dressed like that than anything. I didn't see one Osha.
No. Osha. I didn't see a Ray. Like, once in a while you would see a Ray. Like, once in a great while. Yeah.
Osha, I have a connection to you. I feel I row you.
I row you, Osha. I feel correction. A correction.
Correction you.
Oh my God. If you see the Star Wars Twitter is like posting about the Acolyte like it's a huge
Osha.
We're trying to get Emmys. Osha.
I really like your hair.
It was, I mean, looking
and
back,
your twin sister too.
It's even worse than we said it was. It's worse. In fact, the honest trailers for the Acolyte came out, and I don't know. It's they're trying to like toe the line. I don't.
No,
the honest trailers was not good.
I don't even watch honest trailers anymore. But pitch meeting is really good. It's still really good. That was solid. That Acolyte pitch meeting was fucking solid.
I have not seen that.
Oh, it is good. It is good. I mean, most of it, and somebody else pointed this out, but most of it is just basically stating what's in the show. And that's what I said, is like, with Disney Star Wars, we don't have to riff on it anymore and make a little joke here and there. All we have to do is tell you exactly what's happening in the show. Like, there's a coven of lesbian space witches singing right now. You're like, what? Yeah, for real. For real. Let's start out with, Chris, you like Deadpool and Wolverine.
I did.
Yeah.
I felt like I watched you guys on Real BBC. I felt I was in the Az camp. I liked it a little better than you. But yeah, so I felt like Az and I on the same page, enjoyed it, had fun. It's standalone. I don't see it really. And you and I, like, the next year is going to be god awful. And Fantastic Four, even though it looks good, that's up in the air whether it will be good, right? From what I've seen, it's the thing I'm most excited about. But like, you know, we know about female Silver Surfer. I'm not for that. So we'll see.
No. Okay. No. Sorry. I found the RTD thing. It was Master of the TDS, who I saw at the meetup. So sorry. I knew it was somebody I knew. So don't put that up yet. We're gonna do that later. We're gonna stay on Marvel right now. X-Ray Girl. But I did find it. So hail, Master of the TDS, and thanks for coming to the meetup on Wednesday, which was super fun. That was fun.
That was good.
Garrett showed up like a rock star at 9:00 at night because he texts.
Didn't it start at like 6?
Yeah, 7. He's texted me. He's like, I'm leaving LA now, and I'm like, it's 5:00, dude. I'll see you at 9.
That traffic, dang.
Yeah, because normally it would be like an hour and 45-minute drive tops if there's no traffic. Hour and a half, right? But Southern California, there's never no traffic, so it's a 4-hour drive.
And he had a car that I describe as urban camouflage.
Urban camouflage.
What does that even mean?
So such a beat up piece of garbage car. This is awful.
So he's got dents on it from hail, like the Texas hail on top, and then he apparently puts his garbage out in his car. I'm sorry, we're putting Garrett on Front Street right now. He's got a 25-year-old a 25-year-old female car, and let me break this down before we get back in the Marvel. All right, having worked in the auto industry for collectively about 17 years. Right. Girls' cars are nastier than dudes' cars. Now,
Yes.
Take away like drug addict, or we're talking about normal people. Girls' cars are nasty. Absolutely nasty. Always had to clean out a bunch of shit, finding fries or whatever in between the seats. Yeah, it's just
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Any mechanic out there or parts guy or anything will go, yep. Oh, yeah. Girls' cars, nasty. Guys' cars, that's their little offs. Now, it's different at home for dudes, for sure. But like their car is like their sacred space most of the time, Hashtag not all, but most. Okay. But right after we put Garrett on Front Street, but we love Garrett.
So 25-year-old girl car.
But nobody breaks into his car. Like nobody will break into his car. So he could put like $25,000 cash under the seat and nobody would ever fucking touch it because it's under In-N-Out and Whataburger wrappers and stuff.
So when I lost
think
my
of Ryan's floor. That's what you need to think of.
Oh God. Someone gave me joke underwear that had like a streak of poo-poo in the back. So I would actually put that on top of my stuff.
A streak of
so that
poo-poo?
people don't. Yeah, it's not real. It wasn't real. It wasn't real.
No, a streak of poo-poo. I just.
What did you use, a brown crayon?
What's it called when it's at the back of the underwear?
Racetrack. It's racetracks, right?
Racetracks. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, Chad will correct me. I'm blanking.
I always put it instead of a lock. I put it on top of my
skid marks.
My
Skid marks. Skid marks.
Skid mark.
Yeah.
Thank you. I put it on top of my bag so no one would touch it, and it worked. No one touched it.
Oh my God.
You could be an air freshener. You could get your poo-poo streak and make it like forest scented or new car scent. Where in the hell are we going with this?
I don't know. 25-year-old girl car.
Yeah. Deadpool and Wolverine. I just released my video yesterday. It got age restricted in the middle of the night. It got age restricted because, frankly, it's our fault. Because we left in like severed heads and people getting skinned. So if you go back and watch that video and you notice some blurs, That was me working till 2:30 in the morning to blur out the getting skinned alive. And yeah, YouTube just doesn't allow that stuff. They just don't. So, yeah, with gaming, they kind of let it go, but with anything video, not a chance. So any content creators out there, now you will get age restricted. So, God, it was doing great though. The video was doing great, and just, but yeah, I was up till 2:30 in the morning putting blurs over Sabretooth's severed head and Chris Evans getting skinned alive. But Perry did a great fucking job on it. 7 out of 10. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. That could possibly go down as time goes on. I feel the kind of the same way I do about this movie as Endgame. Like there's moments, like I'll go back on YouTube and watch Endgame moments, like Avengers Assemble. Right. Like there's some really great 10 out of 10 moments in a really mid to bad film. That you're right. The Russo brothers, you know how many, dude, there's a director's cut out there. You know, they cut out all the stuff of Tony Stark in a shield. Like they have that. He's like wearing a shield costume. You've seen that, Chris, right?
No, I haven't.
They reshot the shit out of that movie. So there's hours of extra footage, but yeah, there's Tony Stark in a shield costume, and there's more Captain Marvel. Obviously, they cut her out, and I thought that was a very good decision, by the way. But yeah, there's tons
They cut
of
her down. They cut her down.
Cut her down. Sorry,
not enough.
Yeah, they still had her come in and save the day and give her a fucking Superman movie. I meant to say cut her down, but yeah. So like, I understand why they left, and the reason they came back is because for one, there's talk about Robert Downey Jr.'s like how much he's getting paid. What does our friend Robert Meyer Burnett say? It ain't show friends, it's show business, and you get what you negotiate.
Not what you deserve, what you negotiate.
What you negotiate. And they really wanted Robert back, and Robert didn't want to come back. And they made the deal sweet enough to where he would come back. So he was basically, I think a lot of this were counter demands, or not demands, but counter offers from Disney that he just said, yeah, I wasn't there and I don't care. And I don't care what he makes. I don't care if he makes like $100 million. Okay. Because he's worth that to the MCU. He's not worth that in any other movie, but he's coming off an Academy Award, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And he is worth that much within this universe. Now, does it work as Dr. Doom? It made the splash. It broke the internet. But once people start going, what does that do for longevity? Like what happens 5 years from now? You know, and Dr. Doom is a character that should be your villain forever. Like forever. This is why you don't kill characters in comics. Everybody, you know, I saw that, I put it in my video, the tweet of like, oh, these deaths are meaningless. It's like, well, welcome to comic books. And this is why you don't kill your anchor characters using the language from Deadpool and Wolverine. You don't do it because you're going to eventually have to recast them anyway. So, you know, if you want to, there's nothing wrong with having somebody sent off in the sunset, or it's a different guy playing it. No, it's not going to be Robert Downey Jr. No, it's not. But it worked for Bond for decades. Right. So you just got to find the right person and cast accurately. Marvel was under this impression, probably based on a lot of inexperience, a lot of morons from the current Disney Marvel comics trying to convince them based on their recent source material that passing the mantle works. It certainly does with secondary and characters once in a while, but not with the main ones. Not with S tier characters like Iron Man, who didn't used to be one, right? It doesn't work with Spider-Man, doesn't work with Batman, doesn't work with Superman, doesn't work with fucking Wolverine. These are main characters that you cannot you can't just pass the mantle down and call somebody else Wolverine. Nobody's going to accept that.
Well, yeah, because he's played it for 25 years. A couple things that I want to comment on what you just said. Deadpool and Wolverine, that story thing with the TVA was the worst part, the weakest part, the weakest link. Now, I don't care so much because the story was only a sort of thread to hang the character moment. And that's where the movie succeeded, those character moments. And the TVA shit, the way they're portraying it which is why I didn't care about Loki season 1 and 2. Anything involving the TVA, I think, is lame. It's like the way they portray the multiverse is a screen, literally a screen with branches. It's like the drama of looking at your phone and seeing the battery percentage and going, oh my God, the percentage of my battery is dropping. It's not, there's no high drama to that. You don't see the stakes. You don't see worlds collapsing on themselves or people that you care about dying in other multiverses. They have not figured out how to make you care, because I don't care. And I agree with you about what's her name? The I don't even know the name of that character.
B-15.
Is that her name?
That's her name, B-15.
She adds, they put in a stupid joke with Rob Delaney, which I thought was whatever. But you know, the screening I saw it at, which was in Hall H, they screened when she came out. I thought it was dumb.
That's Hall H. Hall H will scream at,
yeah,
you know,
normal
anything.
People don't care. But so that's my feelings on Deadpool and Wolverine and that horrible story, which will get worse the more you watch it.
Wait,
but
my brain's moving, so sorry. Hall H will scream at a laser pointer being pointed at a fucking screen.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, true, probably. But on Tony Stark and RDJ coming back as Doom, is he Tony Stark Doom? Is he Victor Von Doom? And just same actor, different character? Because it was really telling. He said these words and he put it in an Instagram post. He said, different mask, same task. What was Tony Stark's big goal once he found out in Avengers 1, there's a wild universe out there that might kill us? He created Ultron to put a shield around the world. Is Dr. Doom have the same motivation, but maybe in a more evil way? Like, I want to protect humanity. So he's almost has a admirable goal, right? So is he a variant of Stark? Is he Doom? I always thought that Michael Fassbender would make a great Doom. And Cillian Murphy, that's the other fan casting I heard, also very good. But I'm really curious as to what his take on it is, because those 4 words, different mask, same task, are telling of something. I don't know your thoughts on that, Gary.
There's some thoughts I can't say. Okay, so I've known about it for a while. I've known this for a while.
Yeah. I didn't.
I might have told a couple people, but
I've heard it. But
so I talked about it here. I said, once this big spoiler comes out, I'll let you know this was it. This was it. So, yeah, I can't give you the context on this. Oh God, I wish I could. I'll just say it's the opposite side of the coin.
Okay.
It's whatever Iron Man task was, it's same goal, opposite approach.
Huh. Okay.
Same goal, opposite approach. I'll just say that. That's all I can say.
I mean, literally, you could take Iron Man,
but this
wait.
This fucking ruins Doctor Doom, though, if you think about it, because this is your first introduction, and you should get somebody in. For one, definitely they get points for, like, it's not Leslie Jones being, cast as Doctor Doom.
You could make that work.
Get the fuck out of here.
That'd be
no.
terrible.
So like 10, like I said yesterday, 10 out of 10 for style, minus several million for good thinking, borrowing a phrase from Zaphod Beeblebrox. Like, because Doom, the reason Doom is the villain in Marvel Comics, is not that he's some big god. What he is he's a man who's mastered magic and technology. And he's become like a god. And so he's created a lot of godlike things and is a very formidable villain and can take on gods. Like with his, he fucking takes on Mephisto. It's like, by the way, there's some showrunners out there working for Marvel probably still don't know who he is. But whatever.
True.
But whatever.
True.
Jack Schaefer talking to you. So yeah, it should have, what they're going to have to do is reboot after Secret Wars. They'll do a soft reboot. So they'll probably keep the FF cast and some people, and then they'll recast certain characters. But they don't have a plan beyond then. Chris pointed out they didn't lay out phases because they have no fucking plan. As a matter of fact, they don't have a script for Avengers Doomsday. So this is all being made up now as we speak. And we'll see if these movies even come out. In the meantime, they still have some shit to put out. Agatha, Ironheart. I'm sorry to say it's probably going to be Daredevil Born Again too. They got all the actors back, but the writers are fucking horrible. We talked about that with Razor Fist on Friday. And Captain African American, which looked terrible. So at the end of the trailer, I'm surprised you haven't seen this trailer yet. But at the end of that trailer, you see Red Hulk out behind the presidential podium. And like,
it's so dumb.
It's so cringe.
Dumb.
And there's things that like, okay, you can pull off in a comic book that it looked dumb. It looked really, and he does the CG does not look good.
Although I want to see the giant Zoom call with white men for Red Hulk. I think
I think that would be great. That would be great. White for red.
White for red Hulk.
White for red. But bringing back Hugh Jackman and then announcing RDJ is certainly a sign of desperation and an admission of failure. That whole panel was an admission of failure. And the good part about the panel, it was pretty celebratory. They started out with a bunch of Deadpools dancing, and it was kind of funny.
That was fun. That was cool.
Even Anthony Mackie, which is such a shame that they're forcing him in. Oh, he took it, whatever. But they're forcing the character Sam Wilson in this garbage Captain America stuff that doesn't fucking work in the comics. So why would it work in the movies? And it's not going to work in the movies. And even people at Marvel are saying this isn't going to be good. Another one of those. And it's a shame because he's really good as Falcon. I like him a lot as Falcon, and he seems like a pretty cool guy. They brought out everybody on the panel. Like Harrison Ford was there. The entire Fantastic Four was there. The entire cast of Thunderbolts. The almost the entire cast of Captain African American, including Harrison Ford. They tried to Harrison Ford out there for like, and each person was he's all like
it was bad.
He looked high as fuck.
They asked him one question. He stumbled. He was so high. So high.
Could you find? It's on my Twitter. Hang on. We'll show it. We'll show some.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah, he was high as hell, man. I turned to you. I said, "Dude, he's high."
Yes, and I said, "Yes, he is."
Did I ever tell you the story how I met him?
No.
I went to the Cowboys and Aliens junket in Montana.
Oh, yeah, I remember that movie.
Jon Favreau was there, and Favreau remembered me from Film Threat. Like, I met him a couple times in the 90s. He used to go to the Dresden Room, a very famous restaurant in Los Feliz that Tarantino and Favreau would hang out. It inspired the movie Swingers. So I was always there in the 90s. It was fun. Anyways, so I went to the junket, and a couple things. Harrison Ford waited in line behind everyone else for food. He was like so cool. Like, he didn't like take cuts. Well, I'm the star. He waited in line getting tacos while we were at this ranch where the junket was. And then when I interviewed him, he was very like, he's like Harrison Ford. He's too cool for school. He's low key about everything. I asked the questions G4 told me to ask. And then I said, at the end of the interview, I said, Harrison, I love you. And he goes, well, I appreciate my fans, blah, blah, blah. I said, no. I want you to say, would you mind saying the line? He goes, oh, he got it. Ask me again. I said, Harrison, I love you. And he said, I know. It was great. It was, he was just very cool.
That's good to hear. I think he was trying to be enthusiastic on this.
Yeah, Yeah, well, he's a team player, but he also doesn't give any Fs.
No,
He really doesn't.
I
He's
just
like,
don't want him to. Don't hurt him so he can finish 1923 season 2. That's the only
Right,
thing I
yeah,
give a shit about right now.
Yeah.
Screw the Red Hulk. But yeah. So here we go. Here's Harrison Ford coming out. You want me to add it? There we go.
Welcome, Harrison! All right.
I don't know why I zoomed out.
All right. Hey, Harrison, you've actually you've played a U.S. president before. What makes Thaddeus Ross different? And did you really just not want to grow a mustache? Don't get a angry. I know.
I would have grown a mustache if I'd been asked.
That's Harrison Ford. Tell Tom Holland I got fucking Harrison Ford.
It was funny.
Was that your video?
Yeah, that was my video.
You were right. I mean, we were very close.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, I was. You were standing right next to me, Chris.
It was weird. It was like
we were in like this little pin of shills, right?
weird
So
corral.
yeah, we were corralled, and we were only allowed one bathroom break, and they were like Nazis with that stuff, right? So they're like, you get to go pee once.
Better security.
You can't even go
than
two. Just pee.
And they write down your name that you went to the. It was better security. It was better security than a rally in Pennsylvania.
It was. It
that
was.
good.
I agree.
That good
There was
of
no
a
sloped roofs though. So, so they wrote down. Here's the problem. They wrote down my name after I went and tinkled, and then the guy who wrote down my name went off to fucking lunch. So when I come back, they're like, "You can't come in." I'm all bullshit.
Yeah.
I just walked in. It's like, don't you know who I? No, I didn't do that shit. I just walked in. And yeah, we were kind of on the side of the stage, and it was fine. We had to sit through one brutal panel. Like, oh fuck, it was terrible.
That panel did inspire a tweet of mine. I was very proud of. It's like you listen to these people talk, and I'm like, did you cure cancer or just make a TV show?
Yeah,
Like it's so self-important BS that they're a vessel for women
yes,
and power. And oh my God, I feel sorry for the men, so-called men, that would be with a woman like that. That's so smelling her own farts. It was god awful, Gary. It's like, this is, I'm glad you got to witness it right up front. You see the BS nonsense.
yeah. There was the actress who played Queen, Tar Muriel, who never becomes a queen, by the way.
Not a real queen.
Not a real queen in the fucking lore, but whatever. She was there. She was the least cringe. She seems like the most normal person there, and everybody else was that AOC, like I forgot her name, character from Boys, Kate Mulgrew, who's just insufferable, fucking insufferable. And yes, we need equal pay for women in film. And the woman who writes Abbott Elementary, who was, oh my God.
Abbott Elementary was all over Comic-Con.
All over Comic-Con. And all
Why?
I know is like every time she spoke, it was like she was performing. She's all, we, the women of Hollywood. It was really breathy. And like this. And yes, they all acted like they cured AIDS, cancer, and Alzheimer's simultaneously.
Right.
That's so crazy.
Right. That attitude is so dumb.
Yeah. We'll play a clip of it a little bit.
God.
But yeah, the panel went off well. It felt like it was hastily put together, you know? And I feel like, because I was told that the Doctor Doom stuff wasn't going to come out. Like that was going to be super secret, and they were going to put it at the end of Fantastic Four. It was going to be a stinger for the end of Fantastic Four post-credit sequence. So I'm guessing it got out, and they just like, fuck it, let's announcement. That would be my guess. That's all it is. And it's certainly they needed the momentum. So there are certain points in business where like you are desperate and you just need a win and you need the momentum, and you can't really fault them for that. You can't. I think coming out and doing all this stuff, I don't think it's going to help at all with longevity, but bringing Hugh Jackman back and bringing Robert Downey Jr. back will temporarily stop the bleeding. I think that's the best way we could, like, it temporarily stops the bleeding, but then it's right back to business as usual. Like they did Guardians. They didn't take that opportunity. And that was a success. No Way Home. They fumbled that one immediately. And they're going to do the same here. So I guess the question is, like, are the normies going to hang on? And are the hardcore comic fans who have been told they are not needed anymore, but now all of a sudden they're showing love to, are they going to hang on for another 2 years for this? And we'll find out. I guess we'll just find out.
Well, it's a year of garbage for Marvel. The next year is all garbage. And the Fantastic Four is a wait and see. What we saw, I actually liked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my gateway comic. And as for Downey as Doom, we've seen 3 different Dr. Dooms. None of them have gotten it. I mean, there was the one in the Corman FF. Then there was the terrible one. And then the even worse one in Josh Trank's FF. So it's never been done right. And this might be a completely different take from the, I don't know, but with FF, it's wait and see. I still think Pedro is a bad choice. He is miscast. He is not Reed Richards to me, like doesn't work. But although Vanessa Kirby, oh my God, we were very close and saw her, if you recall, Gary, and both of us were like, damn.
That's a good Invisible Woman. That's a damn good choice. Apparently, Pedro liked her quite a bit too when he was like
God, that clip was just
rubbing her arm and stuff. That was weird.
Did you not see that?
Weird, like rubbing her arm and then just like
holding hands after.
Holding hands. Some actors are dumb where they're like cast romantically together and they think it's real. Like they have no real personality or lives. They literally become the characters they're playing. So if they're in love with someone, they are in love with someone because that's what they're supposed to be.
Yes. Adult pretenders.
That's exactly right.
They are full-time. They are empty vessels. That's all they are. Most actors are empty vessels. Like Patrick Stewart can sound like the smartest guy in the world, and that guy is dumb as a bag of hammers, man. So
I think Pedro is too. I really do believe Pedro's not that smart.
No. Most actors aren't, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
But there are, I think RDJ is very smart.
Yeah. I
think he understands story. He he's the kind of, my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, Gary, was it RDJ's idea to play Doom? Or was it pitched to him and he liked it? Like, that's what I've heard.
I can't say I know for sure. I think it was pitched to him, but he was down, absolutely down with doing it. But it had to be, that's all I can say.
He could still come back as Iron Man in Secret Wars, right?
Oh yeah. This opens the door. There's multiple variants of multiple characters. So in Deadpool and Wolverine, they clown the multiverse, and then like Marvel follows up by doing more. There's even a rumor of a She-Hulk. I tell you what, She-Hulk season 2 could definitely happen.
Seriously?
Yes.
Whisper's so happy.
Yes.
Are they going to do it right this time?
I think Acolyte season 2 could definitely happen too. Are they going to do it right? I don't know, but there's a rumor. It's on Twitter, so it has to be true.
Right.
That it's going to be multiversal, and it's like people are done with the multiverse. Just fucking done with it. We're fine with you joking about it, and that's the difference with Deadpool's a parody. Deadpool is a parody, And Deadpool 3, in my opinion, what keeps it from being like a really, really fucking good Deadpool movie is the Disney Marvel of it all. They certainly make fun of it, and there's a lot of subtle jokes that when you go back and watch it again, you go, oh shit. But they could have gone harder. They could have gone way harder. So yeah, go back. I would highly recommend going back and watching Deadpool 1 and 2 again. If people haven't done it in a while. And you'll see like Deadpool 2 is a better movie than Deadpool 3. It's a better directed movie for one, like much better directed. The fight scenes are better. Some of the CGI is as dodgy as Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's also 6 years ago. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Juggernaut's fucking awesome in it. That's the real Juggernaut for one. And Colossus got nerfed in Deadpool 3. And we didn't see any of the Juggernaut from Deadpool 2, which would have been great. So 7 out of 10. That's what kept it from being great. But like, have fun. Get like super enthusiastic crowd. And that's why we go to movies. That's why I go to movies like this. Is that stuff doesn't bother me, the whooping and the hollering, and it's like hearing everybody enjoy themselves. That's why we fucking do this. That's why we go. So, we'll say progress, not perfection. Some people fucking hate the movie, and it's got a lot of flaws, like a lot. It's hard to argue. So we'll see how time will tell on how this movie will be with legs and how it's looked at in a couple of years. I think Deadpool 2, I was a little hard on it at first. I was a little too hard on it at first. Because looking back, it's a pretty damn good movie. So with female Silver Surfer, excuse me.
Ugh, I hate that idea.
Female Silver Surfer. Since we were talking about Fantastic Four. I like the footage too. It's basically 16 millimeter school footage from like in the 70s or 60s where you're following Reed Richards. Okay, Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards voice. I don't know if any of you guys heard that on the leak footage. It's terrible. It's utterly terrible. But it does show them, do you like science? And it shows the rocket, and it's going to be their original origin, and it's a very futuristic 60s. It's an alternate timeline. They did a silhouette of the Thing, and it looks like the Thing from the comics. Like, thank you for finally putting his eyebrow on. Something a little simple like that. Galactus looked good. I think some people mentioned he looked kind of small. I'm not sure about that, but
no,
yeah,
he was big.
He was really big,
bigger than the comics, maybe bigger than the comics.
Yeah, because I don't know how big you think. He's not a cloud. He's not a cloud.
Cloud.
So the footage was fine. They flew a fantastic car over us.
Yeah. It was all with like drone, like air. It flew literally over our head.
Yeah, I've got video. I should post it up. Yeah, I forgot to post that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it flew over our heads and started descending like almost on our heads, which is funny.
My take was it's the most promising thing we saw. It has promise. That doesn't mean it will be good, bad. Just it looked promising.
Yeah, I forgot to post that. I'll post that later.
Either way, but the next year of Marvel is going to be duds and unimpressive and.
So all that looked great, but there's the grim shadow of the female Silver Surfer hanging over this, which ruins absolutely everything.
How do you make that work? Because Alicia from the comics is like part of that story, Ben Grimm's blind girlfriend.
Was that her in the dating game?
I don't know. I'm saying in the comic.
Oh no, female Silver Surfer. What would like? I don't know how they're going to make it work with a female Silver Surfer. It doesn't work with a female Silver Surfer.
That's correct. So that's what I'm saying.
Here's what I was told. That's the decision that came on high above Kevin Feige. In other words, Kevin Feige wasn't down with that decision. So there's still people who tell Kevin Feige what to do, apparently.
Okay, by the way, the other thing we're not talking about, he opened the panel talking about how collectively all the Marvel movies have grossed 30 billion. 30 billion. That's impressive. That's collectively fine, whatever, at the box office. Kathleen Kennedy, how your Star Wars movies doing, huh?
Yeah. There's a story about
Yeah,
those two someday.
throw that out,
But
like-
back to this. Back to
Right.
the female Silver Surfer apparently wasn't his decision.
I hate that. I effing hate that.
If I'm Kevin Feige, this is where I find that hard to believe. Because if I'm Kevin Feige, I'm like, I'm Kevin fucking Feige. Okay. Yeah. Haven't had a great, okay. It's been shit for phase 4, but my movies have grossed $30 billion. Norn Rad's a dude.
Yeah. I would push back to see how much power he has. Do you imagine if he was quitting or made motions like he was going to quit? It is so annoying that people who he wants to make the right call and is being prevented from that. He knows that we would have this conversation right now, and he knows that it won't work if you go by the comics.
Why would you want to go by the comics? You know, 3 of the especially 49 and 50, Fantastic Four 49 and 50.
Greatest story ever told in comics.
Yeah.
One of the greatest.
Yes. Just do that.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So and who knows about the script? Again, it's an inexperienced guy. By the way, it's called First Steps, which gives you me a homecoming feeling. Like we're going to do this backwards again. And
First Steps.
I like Spider-Man No Way Home, but I don't like Homecoming. I don't like Homecoming. I don't like Far From Home. I'm not a fan of those movies. I'm fine with Spidey and Civil War, kind of like with Black Panther, but I'm not a fan of those movies at all. I'm not a fan of doing the Spider-Man story backwards, especially when you're Marvel. You're the one who supposedly you started it. Spider-Man is your fucking Mickey Mouse. He is your brand. You're the ones who should be doing it right, not wrong, not backwards, not sideways. Real Mary Jane in there. So First Steps is a really fucking terrible name.
Right.
It's like
I did like that they in that video we saw Reed Richards runs the Future Foundation.
yes.
The FF. I did like that aspect. Like, and I do hope they show the origin kind of accurate. I want to see them in going out into space. I want to see their 4 hands, together. Like, I want to see all that iconic imagery. Like, let's go. Because the cool thing about the Fantastic Four, they did the first comic is the origin. Yeah, sure. They repeated it like in the first 25 issues. They do like a 2-page or 1-page like retelling because they weren't sure people knew what the origin was. So they'd show it in a flashback. They should do that in the movie. You don't need an origin story. Just show the origin flashback style in 1 or 2 minutes. That's all you need. And then move on. That would be great. So that's my take.
You're hopeful.
I'm
you
hopeful.
Sweet summer child.
I'm an optimist. I'm an optimist. I want to like it.
I want to like it too, but and a lot is hinging on this, and we'll see. Comes out in 2026. Yeah, next year is going to be shit. Well,
No. Is it a year from? No, I think it's a year from now, July.
Oh, that's right. It's coming out in July of next year.
So, do you think they'll stick to that date? I think
We'll see. They started filming on Tuesday. They started filming yesterday.
Yeah.
So they brought the cast out and the director, and they're like, "Yep, we got to get them all in a plane and get them out of here because they got to start filming." And they started filming yesterday. Hey, considering they filmed, they wrapped up Deadpool and Wolverine in February of this year and got the movie out. Now, it feels rushed, and that's why. So yeah, we'll see. I don't have high hopes. They don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. And bringing back RDJ and Hugh Jackman, and they'll probably be in a movie together with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and everybody's going to love it. But then when that's all done, what the hell do you do?
After Secret Wars, you probably soft reboot or go away. Right?
I mean, the best thing would be is go away for minimum 5 years.
Yeah.
But that's just not how things work in corporate Hollywood anymore. That's not the way it goes. So yeah, that's Marvel. They did in the best way possible. They admitted failure. They have some bad projects it's kind of like Hollywood overall. And again, like I said in my video, it's proof that they're just fucking stupid. There's a lot of stupid people in charge of a lot of money in Hollywood who can't recognize that, with tentpole, these aren't art films, okay? You give people what they want. You still want to make a very good story, and you find experienced people who have experience in the lore and know their comic books and know how to ground this stuff and give it earnestness, which it desperately needs. And that's fine, but you're not Fellini, okay? You're like, these are superhero films. And you need, they are based on something you paid a lot of money for, Disney. And if they pulled off a miracle. They made Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, who were B team players in the comic books, A-list. And then they fucked it off. Look, Marvel Comics is killing Deadpool this Christmas. And going to replace Deadpool with a female Deadpool, his daughter. Yeah, it's just the same mistakes over and over again. So I unapologetically, I am very skeptical of everything they do. We will see if but I think they do want to turn things around, but it's almost impossible in this corporate and political environment. It's almost impossible.
Well, I mean, like, clearly they're making strides towards turning it around. But their hands are tied with the like female Silver Surfer. Conversely, Lucasfilm is doubling down on crap. Just look at their Twitter account for Star Wars. Just constant acolyte. They're posting about it like it's a huge hit. It's I feel embarrassed for them,
and they're not, which is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
So let's talk. We were walking the floor and we were talking to people. We'll just say people.
Talking to people.
So Kathleen Kennedy, still employed. The reason she's still employed is because she will be employed however the fuck she wants to be employed. This woman has a ton of power, and she has been riding off her quote unquote successes from decades ago, and been able to be one of the worst studio heads in the history of Hollywood. She's working her way towards being the worst. So we were told that she's waiting for a win till she walks out.
Oh, God.
So that's what she's holding, because she's not getting younger. She's not getting any younger. So what's keeping her around is she's waiting for a win. She thought that win might be Indiana Jones. Turns out it wasn't. So the fact that she thought Indiana Jones would be a win shows you how stupid and out of touch and unqualified she is to be a studio head. So yeah, we're going to be stuck with Kathleen Kennedy forever because she's never going to get that win.
Yeah, the Ray movie, whatever. There's no way the Ray movie is a hit. No way.
No
way.
And Mandalorian Grogu, that'll be the test. And I don't think it'll be a hit.
I don't think so either. Wait, did you hear Pedro Pascal is like already shot scenes?
I heard there was, what? You mean voice acted?
Because he's, I'm sure they show his face in the movie. So he's so busy, they shot his scenes already, even though they haven't started production.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, that's a great approach to film. That'll be fucking awesome. I know you're serious, and that's terrible. That's a horrible way to.
I agree.
Oh, like what about reshoots, and how are people going to react? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's bad.
That is. I believe it, and that is fucking ridiculous. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just product. It's product from Disney.
100%.
Freaking Star Wars, anyway. Yeah. So Marvel's at least trying. We'll give them credit for trying. And Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't a preachy mess. Although a girl boss did come in and clean up the mess at the end, which was fucking cringe, by the way. Absolutely cringe. Knocked a point. That ending knocked a full point off from
Yeah.
Not that I had points or anything. Okay, so there's a bunch of Doctor Who spinoffs. I honestly don't even care. Like one of them is it's kind of a unit spinoff. I don't care what the title is, and it's based on climate change, and it's about the sea devils and plastic in the ocean, and it's fucking terrible. And it's weird that we're on this precipice. Like nobody wants this shit. So it's being forced. It's being forced. These companies are trying to force it on the fandom to where, and don't get fooled by panels. Okay. Having a panel, making a bunch of announcements at con is pretty fucking meaningless these days. Look at how many announcements we've had that never fucking happened. Alex Kurtzman and RTD doing a panel together during the time of the death of franchises is, I think, appropriate. And then we have this clip, which will probably get the stream demonetized because you can't bring up this protected class. Am I right,
no.
Mr. Beast?
Oh, no. There was a Mr. Beast booth.
There was.
A booth that had Mr. Beast toys.
Yes, there was. I avoided it.
This is the RTD one, right?
Yes.
Just making sure. Okay.
Master of the TDS tweeted it out.
I don't go online much. Maybe I should. Maybe that's wrong. I'm talking about Twitter, main or X, mainly as the portal online. I don't feel particularly safe as a gay man, and increasingly I think that's worse in society. I see what's said out there, and that's a long discussion for all the time, but I'm not happy to be part of that. So that's tricky. So that stops you online in many ways. Or we could spend whole life on there. So I get my agent tells me what's going on. I get people you kind of hear in every there's kind of osmosis with what the culture wars or whatever kind of creep through. To be honest, in terms of online activity, I'm much more interested in what's happening. I think Doctor Who's fine. Doctor Who. Well, how can I say this? It's like I think there are things happening in the culture wars, particularly with trans rights these days, that are a million times more important than what's happening.
Are really?
It's trying. It's getting worse. It's terrifying. So,
you're fighting some of those battles on the show just by the representation.
yes.
There you go. These shows are fighting battles, folks. They're fucking TV shows that you're making, but in your words, for kids. Doctor Who has always been, at least in the Moffat era and the previous RTD era, was definitely for families, like families. And it's entertainment. But as Alex Kurtzman just said to RTD, you're fighting the culture wars with representation. How about, you're fighting a good story. That's what you keep on fighting the fact that there's a good story out there that you won't tell because you're prioritizing your politics, your personal politics, and some perceived. I don't feel, you know where you don't feel safe as a gay man? A lot of other countries besides the UK. Well, maybe for now, if your immigration keeps going the way it does. But you're pretty fucking safe. You're pretty safe here. Pretty safe in Canada. Pretty safe in Australia. Pretty safe everywhere. You're as safe as anybody else. By the way, it's just words on Twitter. And, we get stuff too. We get stuff too. You know what? I don't care. I am comfortable enough in my own skin where I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Some of it's kind of funny, but some of it's kind of funny, to be honest with you. But like, that's what we need to, like, it's the self-seriousness. Like, for one, it's normal to be gay. And that's been a problem to a lot of the activists. Now the average gay person knows this and doesn't give a shit and doesn't want to be part of this political bullshit, right? Told that all the time. So it's this fundamentalism that's going on that is ruining our entertainment. And for people to deny that it's happening, there's your smoking gun right there in that video. There's your fucking smoking gun. Yes, they prioritize the message over storytelling. It's what we've been telling you for years. Just tell a fucking good story. I don't give a shit who you sleep with. I don't care.
It's so annoying, especially with Kurtzman there. Like, they put message above story.
Yeah, at least RTD has done something in the past. Kurtzman's a shit. Okay, go
But
on.
when you look at the classic Trek, I know that Mahler is like going through the original series,
Bless him.
TOS. They always story was above message, and the way the message was put out there, they never told you what to think.
Yep.
It was never, you know what? This guy with the half black, half white face, this is about racism. You shouldn't be racist. It
Okay.
was just a story.
Yes.
And then you were free to have your own thoughts about it at the end. It's so weird to like, I'm sick of people explaining things like people are in preschool.
Dude,
I'm seeing a lot of this lately.
No, you're so right. And the thing is,
my God,
it's because
like,
I'm
do we have to do that now?
I'm sick of being preached about with people who just go to fucking elite cocktail parties. I'm talking about RTD and Alex Kurtzman, both multimillionaires who just spend their time writing pretend and going to cocktail parties and cavorting with their friends. And that's and he said it himself. I don't go on Twitter. My assistant tells me this stuff. And that's primarily the problem. You have these creatives who are kind of fucking out of touch, and they have these 25-year-old personal assistants who basically read the internet for them and interpret it. And that's where they get their politics. That's where they get their messaging. That's where they get all of it. They do no fucking research. They don't look at any of the nuance. They just get it told to them by some fucking idiot Gen Zer. So you have an idiot boomer getting fucking information from it and without like looking for yourself. And then you want to write a TV show with a message in it that's supposed to be nuanced and creating conversations and they come at it with, "Oh, I'm right. And we need to teach these bigots a lesson. We need to own the chuds, Chris, with casting."
You are so right about the 25-year-old. That might be too old. Like a
It might maybe
22-year-old,
22-year-old,
fresh out of college, hypersensitive to things they read online and have these dumb attitudes they got from college. And someone like RTD or Kurtzman looks to those people for what's cool or what to think because they feel they're so out of touch.
Or they never were in touch.
Right. Yeah.
The biggest disappointment with Russell T Davies is he was a gay man who achieved a lot of success and turned around Doctor Who. And he could have been a great inspiration for a lot of humans right. across the board. And instead, he fell into the angry activist category at some point, or maybe that was always there. Maybe it was a front before. Maybe he was being held back before, and he's giving carte blanche now. I don't fucking know. Alex Kurtzman has always been a blank slate. So he, for one, maybe he got coffee he used to work for Sam Raimi, dude, and nothing rubbed off, like zero. Maybe that's why Sam Raimi's never worked with them again. And he worked with Jar Jar Abrams, by the way. Alex Kurtzman and Jar Jar Abrams hate each other now, which I love. I'm just going to say yes. But he's never done anything. Nothing. And for him, to come out and to make Star Trek as hateful as it is. Star Trek is hateful. Pull up those trailers, X-Ray Girl. I think it's a good time to take a look at Section 31. This is Star Trek now.
In the words of Roger Avery, I gotta pee. So maybe give me a quick bathroom break.
I
have something to say about. I'll be right back.
So hold that, X-Ray Girl, and I'll just chat with y'all. I'll see what's going on with the chat. So yeah, that panel, and I'm gonna go look over the whole thing. There's a video out there to be made that I obviously got to work on now that I'm back, and I'll parse it all out. I'm sorry I missed that panel, but when I go to Comic-Con, I go to walk the floor and buy comic books. That's what I do at Comic-Con. It's kind of strange. Here's what Chris, if I can get these things out. Oh my God, this bag is too tight. Hang on. Chris pointed me in the direction of Mondo, which is awesome. And they had a couple of box set soundtracks. Whoops. There we go. And I got Superman. So it's got a graphic novel and it's a box set vinyl soundtrack. And then I got Batman. Superman, Batman.
Ooh, that's a nice cover.
Yeah. Also, they had a Lemmy thing going on. So I got some Motorhead. Yeah. Got a Lemmy action figure. There's a Lemmy action figure over here. Hang on. Where's Lemmy? I just pulled my stuff out. Yeah. Lemmy action figure. It's fucking brilliant. So that's what I do at con. I go and see my retailer friends, and it was great to see them. So I mostly had a really, really good time, other than sitting through a couple of cringe panels. But yeah, I go there to hang out. And this is the second to last con, by the way, folks. It's not looking good. So the hotels hold blocks of hotel rooms for people who register for con. That's part of the deal with con. And it used to be beneficial, but now San Diego is such a tourist destination. The hotel's belief is we don't have to hold blocks of hotels at discount rates when we can we'll fill the hotel anyway at maximum rate, which is fucking ridiculous anyway. It's like they gouge, but they're the ones in the power because people want to go to San Diego in the summer where it's not blazing hot. It's like 75 degrees. It's like one of the most temperate climates in the world. And it's generally, not so much anymore, by the way, a clean city. Like downtown's not clean anymore. It's shit. But surrounding areas like La Jolla, Pacific Beach, you go up to North County, it's still really, really nice. And expensive as fuck. So the contract runs out in 2025. So next year could be the last con in San Diego. Now, I know there's some commentators out there who believe it, and it probably will. It'll probably go to Vegas, and it'll be terrible in Vegas. It'll be just another con in Vegas. It won't be the special Comic-Con International that you know. It'll get lost in Vegas, and it just won't work there. Part of San Diego is they close off downtown, and the con has now bled into downtown San Diego, and there's 1 million people downtown during con. There's not 1 million people in the con, but there's 1 million people downtown. It's fucking packed. It's crazy. And there's a lot of stuff to do outside for free. You can't do that in Vegas. For one, it's the middle of summer. So it'll either be 100 degrees or some monsoon storm, some monsoon lightning storm, flash flood will come by over you. The convention center is bigger. So inside the convention, it'll be fine. But the outside stuff, you can't promote it the same way in Vegas. It's not, unless that's changed. Matthew Kadish can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but you used to not be able to, this is why cons didn't like Vegas. You used to not be able to promote outside because the casinos just run all the outside promotion, like the banners and stuff. You can't do that stuff downtown or on the strip.
You can't do the building wraps.
You can't do the building wraps.
How many buildings had wraps on them?
Yeah.
It was insane.
The giant SpongeBob one was awesome. That was fucking cool.
They're actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So you're back now. So I was just, San Diego Comic-Con probably coming to an end next year, unless they sign a deal. It's not looking good right now. So back.
I think they'll figure it out. It's a negotiating tactic. I think they'll figure it out.
It doesn't work anywhere else. I mean, the only other city it could have worked in at any other time besides now is possibly San Francisco. They have a big enough convention space, and 25 years ago, they had a fun downtown that they could have closed off some of, that you could have had some fun. Not now. Not now. No.
Right.
Fuck no. And I'm talking about California City. Otherwise, just move it to Texas.
That would be fun.
It's a little warmer, but you would, There's, dude, San Antonio's bigger than San Diego now. I didn't know that. A lot of Californians. Yeah. It's bigger than San Diego now. All right, so you had a thought on RTD and Alex Kurtzman and Star Trek and Doctor Who? Did you forget?
Yeah, it was just putting the messaging before stories is why it sucks, because good writers never do that. It's always story first, a message that is maybe wrapped in it or sort of in there, but never in a preachy way, ever. Old Star Trek was never preachy, but they always point to it to like, Star Trek has always had messages, not the way you're doing it, where it's because the way they do messaging is pure propaganda. especially with what RTD is saying about certain communities. It's propaganda, not messaging.
Yes.
There's a difference.
And they just admitted it. They just admitted it.
On that panel.
Real quick, you were with me. You took me to this book place. We got
Oh God, I love it. I bought stuff from him twice. He's always got
this
stuff.
is a kind of a holy grail for me. A advanced reader's copy of Hitchhiker. Ever for sale.
I wonder if it has different stuff in it.
I don't know.
We'll
find out.
I got artwork from a guy. Here's Gina.
Yeah.
Timely, which this stuff
I never
is
got
great.
to his booth. We need to talk to. I need to talk to him.
Yeah,
about
he's really
books.
good. He'll do art. And then I got a Batarang bottle opener. I get practical things. And then
nice.
this VHS box of the 89 Batman. It's got
Do you have a VHS player?
Well, that's awesome.
No, I don't. But
I have one. Oh my god.
I have one. I have a Go Video. It still works. All right, so Star Trek. You remember Star Trek?
Oh.
Filled with morality tales, as Chris said. They would just ask the questions and expect the viewer to come up with the answers. A really well thought out science fiction series that had a great run. I'm gonna start my rewatch of DS9 very soon. Very excited about that. But this is the state of modern Trek right now.
But the great thing about Star Trek, when it was at its best, you know what it did? It made you think.
Yes.
It made you think and you do some work. And today's science fiction with regard to Star Trek or Doctor Who, none of it makes you think. It tells you what to think. And this is why I despise it all.
And it did it with compelling characters that you cared about. You don't give a shit about anybody in Kurtzman Trek. That's
true.
So Section 31 was supposed to be a series. It was a series that was announced on the heels of, I believe, STD season 2, which was many, many years ago. The can was kicked down the road. It was never going to happen. Then Michelle Yeoh wins an Oscar, so they turn it into a movie. Section 31, by the way, secret organization in Star Trek, and it was only really depicted with one guy for the most part. I'm not super familiar with Enterprise, all right? I watched Enterprise all the way through, forgot a lot about it, so I don't know what they did with it in there. But they are now a secret organization, clandestine, with badges. They have bases, they have ships, they have lots of employees, they have Employee of the Month placards all over the place. I'm surprised they don't have name tags. They should have name tags too. I am Secret Agent Michelle Yeoh. How can I help you?
Oh my god. Okay. Just tell me when to pause.
Okay, ladies, now let's get
Pause.
Pause.
What the fuck?
What is that music?
Information? What? Is this a Beyonce concert?
Okay, ladies.
Okay, ladies, now let's go. All right.
All the single ladies.
Good
Oh my
fucking
God.
Lord.
Okay, how many seconds? We're 3 seconds
3.
in. I already hate it. I already know. Is this the trailer before the trailer?
This is the trailer before the trailer.
The trailer for Section 31 starts now. Just start it. It's like those dumb messages that say, we'll be right back after. Just go to the messages.
The message.
Okay.
I hate this. Yeah, start. What is
I think this is the
Dude.
Olympics, actually. This is a trailer for the Olympics.
FIPA Jew?
Giorgio. It's Ifrio Giorgio, but they said FIPA Jew.
FIPA Jew? Look, right there. Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Is that what they?
I hate this.
I don't know if we can. Damn, they started out a little racist. There you go. All right, let's go. Yes, thank you for telling us this.
I'm being bad. That makes
Oh,
sense.
God.
Oh my Yeah.
Oh. Who is this for? We keep saying this, but who is this for?
Wine moms.
Yes.
It's wine mom
With
fantasies.
5 cats.
If comics are young boys' power fantasies, this is wine mom's power fantasies. Look the way she's at the club, hanging out.
I don't know if it's
being a
mom.
girl boss.
I think wine aunt.
Wine aunt.
Yes. Yeah.
Wine aunt. That's right. They would not have
Yeah.
children.
This looks more like RuPaul's Drag Race.
It really
Yes.
does.
It does.
Just not as good.
Yeah. Oh God, it's almost finished.
Oh, thank God. Oh.
What'd you say?
To go back.
You're a bad bish. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a bad bitch.
Jesus wept.
Jeez. Okay.
We can't trust you with
Elio's depiction of Emperor Fipa Jew.
That's gonna be her name forever.
Fipa Jew. Fipa Jew.
Wow.
Of Emperor Giorgio is like your mom dressing up at Halloween as like a freaking sex work, like as a prostitute or something like that, and trying to pretend to act bad. Like, it's so bad. We are far away from STD, but if you guys remember, all my reviews are there. Her depiction of Giorgio is fucking terrible. It's like cringe from an actress I generally like, like for the most part. But in this, she's terrible. She's utterly terrible. And wow, that looks horrific. I'm going to have to review that. That looks horrible. I can't wait.
Are you gonna play it on FNT?
Yeah, we're gonna play that. So there's the other one. There should be the one that's got Pike with the looking like a Vulcan in the thumbnail. I have not
Is it
seen.
the 5-minute one?
Is it 5 minutes? Oh, is it the Star Trek presentation?
Strange New World's first look. Oh, might be this one.
God,
Dude, what'd you think, Chris? You fired up about
it looks bad.
Has anybody done a wellness check on Robert Meyer Burnett? Is he okay?
Oh, you saw him at SmackDown.
I did.
He was like, he pounded on the table. He did this whole rant and everyone got quiet. It was, I loved it. That's why I love Rob. He gives no F's.
Oh my God, I can't.
Are you talking about the thumbnail at the top there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the one I have then. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to watch all 5 minutes. We'll see how far we can get. 5 minutes is a bit long.
Yeah.
It's a bit long.
Scrub through it. Let's see the trailer before the trailer. I want to see that.
All right.
I was able to jury rig the Kirkovian serum that turned human Spock back into a Vulcan. Should be able
Stop.
to do
Pause.
Okay.
Pause. Jury rig.
So
We're in the 23rd century.
He was turned. So he transitioned to human and then transitioned back.
God,
to
I hate this show. I hate
so
Strange New
dumb.
World so much. It is what a waste of Anson Mount, who was fucking great in Hell on Wheels. Great show, by the way. And his hair gets like dumber as each season goes.
He looks like Johnny Neutron.
He
Jimmy
does.
Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron. Yeah.
And that's, by the way, that's Uhura right there. And then standing next to her is a descendant of Khan. Of Khan, which never came up. In a Space Seed or Wrath of Khan, it's like, Jim, do you remember working with a descendant of Khan? Because Kirk's in this show too.
Huh.
Huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, and did you know Spock had a foster sister named Michael Burnham who was in the past and then they sent into the future because she had an Iron Man suit and there was 7 points of light that showed up simultaneously 100,000 light years apart, which is literally impossible. I could go on. And dilithium was destroyed by a retarded kid who missed his mom, and his DNA was infused with the dilithium. So when he cried, it blew up every fucking ship powered by dilithium in the universe. Yeah, Star Trek, folks. It's fucking awesome. Sound in space.
Reverse.
They had sound in space. Remember sound in space?
Better or worse than fire in space?
No, they had fire in space too. They did fire in space worse than the Acolyte.
No.
They did. Picard. Remember? I remember.
I don't want to remember.
Okay. We're not going to make it through this whole thing, just to let you know.
You just
please.
tell me when to stop.
Jury rig. I mean, good God. Hit play.
The sensory change is brief. The feeling is instantaneous. I will guide you through the sensation until you are acclimated, which should not take long. Physical adjustments follow soon after. I would suggest a deep breath. By the time you reach 3, it should be over. 1.
That's
2.
great. That's Gregory Peck's grandson, by the way.
3.
My emotions feel overwhelming. I cannot handle this.
This is pretty much every Star Trek fan's reaction to this show.
You don't feel anything?
Very meta.
Yeah, use that in a video, Gary.
This is Star Trek, ladies and gentlemen.
It's dumb.
This is real, chat. This is real.
It's so dumb.
Oh, okay, please continue.
I hate it.
No, to be honest, I'm a little jealous. That looked like fun.
What the fuck did she just say?
Is that English?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
I'm going to put subtitles on.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything?
No, to be honest, I'm a little jealous. That looked like fun.
You're jealous?
Oh, it looks like fun.
The subtitles couldn't get it. Just like Georgiou. Just like Fipa Jew.
Wow.
Wow.
Remember when Star Trek was about ideas and made you think? Not anymore.
No, it's funny, silly Billy Star Trek now.
They have emotions. Yay.
They're funny.
Wow.
She's an older actress. Obviously, she's older, but
isn't she? I'm blanking on her name.
I am too.
Isn't that from Scrooged and Taxi and used to be Lodge's girlfriend? Yeah.
Things years ago, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
This feeling is.
Oh, stop!
unusual.
Stop! Oh God, Anson Mount, you should fire your fucking agent for Black Bolt, for Inhumans, and this. How do you go from? Has anybody seen Hell on Wheels in the chat?
I have not seen.
That's a good show. Oh, you should. I would forego a couple of movies and watch that show, Chris. It's a banger. Yeah, the Orville is more about ideas than this. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yes, the Orville does tackle ideas.
Remember, they turned Seth down for Star Trek. Now Seth has his own problems.
And it's better than modern Trek.
Okay, I can go for a little bit.
Don't hurt yourself, Gary.
Let's go.
Let's see them all now as Vulcans.
My perception has increased. Everything I once found dull now seems to be
Don't say fascinating.
fascinating.
Fuck off.
I knew it.
I wonder if the serum did not work on you because you're lanthanite.
Honestly, I had the same problem with LSD in the 1960s and the 1990s and last July.
Since Pelia cannot become Vulcan, I can cover her part of the mission.
I suppose I can.
I can't understand a word she's saying.
I can't. Yeah.
Oh, she said she did LSD.
I know.
and
We
this-
heard it. We heard it. Sorry, girl.
Oh, okay.
He is like, sure. I wonder.
I
if
just
she-
came
Wow. Wow.
Wow, that's enough.
Someone did her a favor to be on the show.
So no, somebody thought that this 5-minute clip was a banger and we needed to show it to people, to humans.
It's the message of transitioning.
You're right.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right, because Alex Kurtzman stated on a Zoom call interview that Star Trek is now a platform for the message. So is Doctor Who. So is Star Wars. So is Rings of Power. Here, I got another. We got to talk about this. Let me find it. Disbrew originally tweeted it. So, I made a video. Well, I made a couple of videos on the Rings of Power. You may remember. Well, I made one, and Az and I talked a lot too on Real BBC about like what's to come, and I had talked to some people behind the scenes who were formerly involved with the show about what's to come, and I said one thing was there would be LGBTQ plus LOMMP representation in the Rings of Power, and that didn't happen for whatever reason. Well, apparently it did. It did. Which is the most... Listen, you don't watch Rings of Power to see people fucking. You don't...
Right.
The Rings of Power, maybe. Sorry. You don't watch Lord of the Rings to see people fucking. I hated the love triangle. Hated it in The Hobbit. Hated it. It's not that kind of story. This is a story created by a devout Catholic, which has which he doesn't preach to you in this story. It's a message of heroism, friendship, real evil, conquering that evil, that there is good in the world and it's worth fighting for. You know, basic themes like that. It's not, it's not it's not about identity. So here we go. This is from the Rings of Power panel.
Oh, no.
No, that's not it.
But that's funny.
I just put it in. I just put it in the private chat.
The rise of the thirst trap villain. What's up with that?
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Did you get the link I put in the private chat?
I did, but I think it just went to a tweet that, or a lower part of the tweet. Is that the part you want? The top part?
No. Hang on.
This one?
Nope. Here, just go to my tweet. Okay, hang on. Okay, try that.
Okay.
Do.
Getting there. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
in the LGBT community see ourselves in Tolkien's writings.
Start it over. We missed that first part.
So many of us in the LGBT community see ourselves in Tolkien's writings. Any chance we'll see ourselves on the show?
Maybe you have already.
Pause it. That's a question from the audience.
Yes.
This is the audience saying what they want. And so it's a small percentage of the audience, but wow.
Well, I mean, it's if you're going to use Comic-Con panels as a metric for the general audience and the popularity of a show, you are sadly mistaken. You are preaching to the choir there, and that could be a plant, or that it could be it's a genuine, it's a quote unquote fan of that show who would actually go to this panel and enthusiastically. There's also, most of these panels are filled with people who will just whoop and holler at anything. They just want to see stuff and they just want to be a part of it. That's it. The FOMO crowd, right? That's it. And they know little about this. But the vast majority of Tolkien fans don't want this. And it's clear that season 2 is going to be worse than season 1. It is freaking clear. For one, they're doing things completely out of order and bringing in Anatar after, like, Halbrand basically took the Anatar characters and then they were supposed to start with the lesser rings, right? So it took time, took a long time. They started with the lesser rings that were essays in the craft, as Gandalf said, essays in the craft. They had different, like, smaller, lower level powers, and they built up to the rings of power. And they're flip-flopping that around as a reaction. I don't think they were ever going to put in Anatar, and I think this was a reaction to the criticism of season 1. When you're writing as a reaction to criticism from your shit show, you're a terrible fucking writer. And you've already written yourself into a fucking corner. Sure, you're trying to change things, but this should have never been part of your plan to begin with. You didn't honor Tolkien's lore, and you don't honor his messaging. And if you try to explain this away, J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, 2 Mormon boys from Utah, by the way, 2 Mormon boys. I don't think they're practicing, and it doesn't matter. But they're 2 guys who worked at Bad Reboot, and their work wasn't good enough to get anything other than a credit on Star Trek Beyond, a shitty Star Trek movie. And they're empty vessels. They'll do exactly what Jennifer Salke and all the other powers that be will tell them to do. That they're just there to get a job. They're really good at bullshitting. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They were considered as writers before, but never as showrunners. So I had mentioned this, like, I have a video of the making of Rings of Power, the making of a disaster, that came out a couple years ago that kind of breaks down all the stuff I had heard leading up to this. And Amazon, the people who got the rights at Amazon had their hearts in the right place. I don't know if they would have been able to execute the series, but they had their hearts in the right place. And they Roy Price was shown the door over a fucking lame and false Me Too accusation, made a dick joke at a party, lost his career over it, by the way. Lost his career.
Was it a good joke?
It actually kind of was a good joke. It's out there. You can find it. I would have laughed. But yeah. So Jennifer Salke took over. She has a background in marketing from NBC. She doesn't have a creative bone in her body. She wouldn't all the stuff that all the successes right now were the boys were brought in under other people. The successes she's had is with Terminal List and Reacher, right? Which she has nothing to do with. She has everything to do with Wheel of Time and this. She has her fingerprints all over this. By the way, there is Lindsay Weber is married to a producer on Wheel of Time, so there is a connection there. And Lindsay Weber was so great that Jar Jar Abrams didn't even fight to keep her after she was pulled away by Rings. They're all like, "Oh, so take her, please," because he wanted to be rid of her. I was told that. He wanted to be rid of her and J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. Jar Jar Abrams.
this is why this clip illustrates something interesting. Is it that gay people can't see themselves in characters that are not gay?
Most of them can see themselves as human because it's an aspect of their personality, and it's an aspect of them. It's not their entire identity. Now, there are people who like the trenders, and again, being gay is pretty normal now, and that does bother some people. Like, they want to be the special. They want to be a mutant. They want to be whatever. You know, that's the X-Men terminology, right? They want to be special. They want to be part of that. And the way you do that is you eternally be a victim instead of just, it's part of your personality. And that stems, Chris, from not being okay with yourself. I mean, that stems from insecurity. And there's nothing society can do to fix that.
It's somehow a bad idea that's been seeded everywhere, but I hate this. Like, I can see myself, as in Sigourney Weaver in Alien. We are, in fear going through her journey. When I see a Sydney Sweeney movie, I can see myself in Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of people can see themselves in Sydney Sweeney. By the way, hail Sydney Sweeney, who said she's not gonna stop doing nude scenes. So God bless America.
She should run Hollywood.
Nature is healing. So, but just real quick, like the vast majority of them are just people who want to get through their lives, and it's not like every aspect of their lives. Okay, if you're, I'm all about being a nerd. I'm all about enjoying the stuff and getting invested in this stuff. But if you're above the age of fucking 8. And you need to see yourself in a character of anything, Yellowstone, fucking MILF Manor, Star Wars, anything you're watching, that's a you problem. That's a problem that will. I mean, seeing a 50-year-old guy going, I need to. Could you imagine? I need to see myself represented in Lord of the Rings. I need a middle-aged, recovering alcoholic. It's fucking fuck off. Get some help.
It is a dumb concept that has been popularized, and I think it's terrible because the bad concept that's popularized is now being used to change things.
And what has popularized it? And what has popularized it? Fan fiction. And what made that blow up? Twilight.
Right.
Fucking Twilight blew up the fan fiction age. Fan fiction has always been around and it's been fine. But when you start making the fan fiction, you see, this is why it's fan fiction. This is why it's fan fiction. It's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. So that is antithetical to anything Tolkien. And if anybody wants to try to argue the other way, in this case, you'd be dead fucking wrong. Dead wrong. Now, it might not be something you like or want to accept, but those are the facts. If somebody tries to come out with if Professor Tolkien the Tolkien professor, whatever the fuck his name is, comes out and tries to rationalize that J.R.R. Tolkien would be completely down with this decision, you're full of shit. You're absolutely full of shit. Don't even fucking try.
Yeah.
Don't even try. You know what? How about not mention any sex? How about just adapt Tolkien? But we're way past that now. So this thing is going to be a fucking dumpster fire. A really expensive, they would have been better off burning the $1 billion than making this.
Now, what character do you speculate is gay that we have already seen? I mean,
Celebrimbor.
You should play that video of the one I'm talking about.
Elrond.
Yes.
Elrond and during the third. Yeah. Dude, I've never laughed that hard in my life on FNT when
I thought I was dying.
When a sick Garrett was behind the scenes putting up there's a whole, if you go to Nerdrotic Daily, there's a video of it, of us reacting to it. And every time he paused, it looked like they were about to have sex or having sex. And then there was the whole looking down a butthole thing, and goddamn. And then him doing the walk of shame afterwards. Yeah, so it could be Elrond. They can make him bisexual. Durin the Third could be bisexual. Celebrimbor definitely acts gay for sure. So I'm thinking it's him.
Make it all gay. everyone is gay and nerds are gay.
Galadriel, I'm sure they would love to make
Oh my
Galadriel
God.
a lesbian. I'm sure they would absolutely love it if they can get away with it.
Go full gay. Just do it, Hollywood.
Yeah, like acceleration. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Yeah, dude.
I mean, is this now being made out of a contractual obligation?
Well,
Like,
I mean, there's pride.
they do it now?
There's like canceling it. This isn't just canceling another show. This was Jeff Bezos's Game of Thrones. He wanted to get a Game of Thrones appointment television. So he paid $250 million for the rights. They've got $1 billion into this fucking show because they moved the production from New Zealand. By the way, I was rewatching The Hobbit last night as I was waiting for my. By the way, one of my blur edits hasn't gone through yet. It's stuck in the process for my video. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm waiting. I'll watch a little bit of The Hobbit. I still like that movie. But no, they moved production from New Zealand to the UK, which costs more money. And it's a pride thing. No, they cannot cancel this. What will happen is my prediction is we will get possibly a fourth season will get split into 2 and they will call it 4 and 5. That's my guess. But they'll really find out, like, Wheel of Time crashed in season 2. This is going to crash in season 2. It only retained 30% of it, 37% of its audience here in the States. That's a loss of 63%. So of that 37%, who's going to hang on after 2 years? It's been 2 years.
Well,
So-
didn't they lose a ton of audience?
Yeah,
after that first couple episodes.
Yes,
It's just
yes, they lost 63% of their audience as the season went on. So by the end of the season, they had lost 2/3 of their audience. So they only have 1/3 left. And that's being generous. And then there's a 2-year wait. So you're going to lose about 1/3 of that third. That's being nice. And you got a 3-episode premiere, August 29th. We'll be covering it all. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. All right. Let's get to the super dupers. You got a show later?
I do. Hollywood on the Rocks with King the Merciless. We were hanging out. We were hanging out in San Diego on the floor.
Yeah, it was good
awesome.
seeing Ing. We met. Should we mention who we talked to? Do you think that should be private or? You didn't say anything.
I don't know. There was a person that you were talking to that I joined in the conversation who is knows what's going on.
Yeah.
One famous.
Yeah.
It was, we were in public having a.
We were totally in public. So yeah.
Here's the thing, Gary. I think there are a ton of people in Hollywood who watch your stuff quietly, pass around links. Hey, check out this video. Check out this guy.
Yeah, I don't want to
Like,
get.
I know for a fact, like the film courage videos I've done, which I'm taking your advice and doing
your own version of film courage
Yes,
videos, so you can like
make money.
so you can make the money that
like actually get views.
but they didn't share with you.
So I'm so dumb. I'm too nice. That's my problem sometimes. I'm too nice.
I mean, it's like 1 or 2 videos is fine, but like once like a third one hits 1 million, it's like
they've got compilations of me.
I think it's cool to like
best.
throw the man up, give him a gift
Hey,
card to
no
Applebee's or
hate.
something.
By the way, no hate. I love Film Courage channel. I love the guys from Red Letter Media. There was a little kerfuffle with them, which was no big deal. Nothing.
No. I haven't watched their Deadpool and Wolverine review. I'll watch that today.
It's good. They don't mention other channels.
That's the
for
first
once.
video.
They did your review.
In a while.
And they liked it.
That's good.
So, for the most part.
Dude, they're free to mention it. It's just like, like Jeremy, our good friend, has pointed this out and stuff. I'll counterpunch. I won't go after anybody, but I'll counterpunch.
I'm the exact same way. I don't go after anyone, but if I'm mentioned in a way that's unfair, and this was like a building up because they were mentioning you and Ryan, not by name. They never mentioned my name. That's like,
in this sphere, by the way, if it's just somebody like a personal attack, I don't care. Like if it's just a out of nowhere personal attack. But if it's like, okay, we're talking about the subject matter we talk about, it's like, all right, let's talk about this then. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat from your point of view, my point of view. Let's go.
They criticized the Star Wars funeral we did, and they said, well, they should have had people come on and say how much they love Star Wars. That's what people did.
That's what they did.
Literally, the thing that Red Letter Media was critiquing the funeral for was exactly what we did. We did with their suggestions. They got look, if you're gonna come after other channels or say stuff, at least make it true.
Yeah,
I don't care if someone critiques me and it's true. Like, oh, that's true.
Yeah,
fair critique.
Well, critique, like the critique. Of course, you can do that. I like my only issue was like I didn't really have. I don't care that they threw my thumbnail up. It's fine. My thumbnail said flop. I don't expect them to watch the video and me explaining like, yeah, it's a flop that I liked, but here's why it failed. And by the way, Deadpool and Wolverine succeeded for, I could argue as far as directing is concerned, Furiosa is a better put together film than Deadpool and Wolverine. It just is. But Deadpool and Wolverine's more enjoyable because it's got Deadpool and Wolverine in it. It's got Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. It's got the main characters. That's why people are going to see it. So you can have a well put together film all day long, but if it's featuring characters nobody gives a shit about, that's kind of a problem. And it's your job as the director and writer to make them give a shit about it. And if they don't, it's not the audience's fault. It's the director and writer's fault and the studio and everybody who produced it. Yeah, this whole thing of like blaming the audience. The audience is stupid because they don't understand film like we cinephiles do.
Yeah.
You're files.
I don't like this weird sort of dick measuring among like critics.
I know. I know more about film than you do. I went to film school and I understand things better than you.
I'm tired.
You're not media literate.
I've always hated that attitude. It's like, look, your opinion, all are valid, but some get traction, some do not, because it's a better argument. Some are better at making the argument.
My favorite was, you didn't not like the Acolyte the right way.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of dumb.
It's really fucking dumb. Not just kind of, really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't like the Acolyte the right way. Zach Muffin for 20. In a stroke of misfortune, I missed meeting the legend himself, Chris MFing Gore. You were there, right? Spent many afternoons watching G4 with my brother, but you can't do that no more. Still a great trip nonetheless. Hail. Well,
thanks.
Sorry you missed him. He was signing inside the con. We did a meetup on Wednesday, but yeah, sometimes people don't get in until Thursday or Friday.
I was around.
You were definitely around.
A lot.
Normal man for 20 Canadian pesos. Hello, Gary, Chris, and X-Ray Girl. After watching Deadpool and Wolverine, I am interested in reading some Wolverine comics. Where is a good place to start? Well, there's two places you can start. You can go with the solo series, or you can go with X-Men. I'm always a believer in starting at the beginning. So you start at his first appearance is technically 180, Hulk 180, and 181 and 182. Then he goes into giant size X-Men. But if you want to just read Wolverine and it to be affordable and like I don't like trades, so if you want to buy comics, start with the Wolverine series. It's pretty damn good. Or Frank Miller, that's the one you start with. And you'll have to get a trade. But Frank Miller's Wolverine, that's where I would start. If you want to get to know the character by a master, Frank Miller's miniseries on Wolverine is the shit.
Yeah, one of the worst decisions of my life that didn't involve women or alcohol was buying giant size X-Men, the one you were talking about, and I hated it, and I stopped collecting X-Men. I did not like the new team members.
No, you didn't?
No, I did not, because I literally had X-Men issue 1 through that giant size. What is it? Number 94. Am I right? 94. Check me. Chat is always right. And I was like, who are these Colossus? And then was that one, it was the Indian guy, and he got killed in that book. He's in one comic. Do you remember, right?
Oh, and Giant Size, I'm brain farting right now.
Yeah. They had like some
I have the comic.
Native American, and he was killed in that. I just didn't. It was such a quick change of tone. I just didn't like it, and I stopped collecting X-Men.
Warpath. And then there's Warbird. Warpath and Warbird. Yeah, that's what happens when you get old.
Oh my
That's what happens when you get old. You forget shit. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to do like 5 things at once right there. My
All
bad.
good,
Goose Swee for 200 Swedish krona. Thanks for being in the front of the fight against Disney/Hollywood woke bullshit. More story, less DEI is the answer. Yes. Well, unfortunately, you're not getting that in Star Trek or Doctor Who. Tomok for $50. So Chris, as the master gamer, how do you feel about the current attempt to revive the legacy of Kane Soul Reaver series that was shown off at Comic-Con?
Oh, I have no opinion on that. So I don't know what you're talking about. I know. I mean, look, I know games, but I don't know that game. So there you go. Side Scrollers. That's a great podcast to get your game news. But yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't know. I like, I believe that I go by the Harlan Ellison quote. Have you heard this, Gary? You know how like the commonly people say
Thunderbird. Yeah. And God damn it. I hate it fucking when I have senile fucking brain farts. God, it sucks.
Welcome
to old age, baby.
Yeah, well, that's what this is. That the nooner with me is that.
Nooners with the boomers?
Yes.
Yeah. Boomer nooner. But no, like Harlan Ellison famously said, everyone does not have the right to their opinion. That's the comment. Oh, everyone has a right to their opinion. Everyone does not. You only have the right to your informed opinion.
Okay.
Which I hear a lot of people talk stuff like, you don't know anything about that. Like
Yeah.
whenever Mark Ruffalo or Mark Hamill speak, for the most part.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Somebody, Melissa was asking me, Born to Be Wild. And she's like, who's saying that again? I'm like,
oh no.
I forgot Steppenwolf. Like I completely forgot Steppenwolf. I'm like, this is shit.
God.
I would never forget.
From DC Comics.
Not from DC Comics, Steppenwolf. But yeah. I'm like, holy shit. I get just completely, and I'll be staring at an actor that I know the name of and it's gone that stuff's a little concerning.
Right.
And you're getting older. It's like, holy
my
shit.
God. SNL did a sketch about that where it's like your mom saying, you know, that actor, and like they flub the name and you have to translate it to what the real name is.
Yeah.
It's a funny sketch. Like I'm talking about like pre-2017 SNL. It's unwatchable now. I haven't watched it since for 7 years. I just stopped. It's so bad now. Terrible show.
Yes. Well, I think like the internet's also made our brains kind of lazy.
True.
I'll speak for myself, but yeah. Damn it. Waldo for 20 euros. Gary, I spam this message on many channels because I'm immune to cringe, and in 2024 there's no other way to be seen. I made my own Star Wars starring Mark Hamill animation. Can I send it to you? I want to see your reaction. Send it. Yes, you can send it. Gary@nerdrotic.com. I'll take a look at it. But thank you. Thank you, sir. DC for $20. Either Matt Smith or the actor who plays Aemond needs to play Elric. Either one would be good. I forgot the guy who's playing Aemond. He's a good actor. Yeah, House of the Dragon's pretty good. It's pretty good. Am I liking it better than season 1? No. I think season 1 was a little better. But last episode, very good. Episode 4, absolute banger. Episode 5's really good. We'll see where it ends. We'll see where it ends this Sunday. Noons for $184.99 AEDs, whatever that is. I think that's United Arab Emirates, right? Thank you very much. Hail Gary, Chris, and X-Ray Girl and chat. Rings of Power is going to have the mouth of Sauron appear with a D in his mouth. Probably. Tom Bombadil's going to be in it. Oh God, it's yeah. I'm going to say most of it for the videos. I'm going to try to save most of it for the videos, but I have a lot of notes to take. Danny Tatman on the Streamlabs side for $5. Hey, Gary, I'm in San Diego staying on Mission Beach for my pop's 60th birthday. Want to spend some time getting some comics. So where do I go? Southern California Comics on Claremont Mesa Drive. Go speak to Jamie Newbold, the owner. He is a good man. Southern California Comics. It won't be that far from you. So I would say 7 or 8, maybe 9 miles. Not far. If you're at Mission Beach, just go up to the 5, hit the 52, get off Claremont Mesa Boulevard. Joey Fouts for $10. Saw Deadpool and Wolverine last night. I got confused. DPNW, but now I get it. Didn't like it at first. By the end, I loved it because I realized it was meant to be an over-the-top action movie, a platform to give Disney the middle finger. Mahler's take sucks. You can disagree with Mahler's take, but I think Mahler's take is it's well thought out.
He didn't like it, right?
Yeah, he did not like it at all.
Oh, yeah.
It's well thought out. You may disagree, but it's well.
It felt like a Fallout moment. Like it's good on first watch, but once you start talking about it, you're like, oh, it doesn't feel as good, but it's entertaining. And that's fine.
Yeah, Fallout for me got worse as it went on.
Yep. So.
I watched Man from U.N.C.L.E. because it made it on Netflix last night. First time in a long time. God damn, that movie's fucking great.
Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer.
Okay, I'll try and watch it if I can.
Guy Ritchie movie. The Paladin for $10. Hail, Gary, Chris, and X-Ray Girl. I'm heading to San Antonio to visit my family and we'll take a little vacation Labor Day weekend. Cool. What shops and spots should I hit up and which should I avoid? If I ever went outside, I would be like, there's people who've lived here a lot longer who could tell you better. Heroes and Fantasies is a good comic store. I would go there. Dragon's Lair, not so much. Matthew Jones for $10. Hail, Disney Marvel's Dr. Doolittle. Yes. PK for €5. Greetings. Question for Gary and X-Ray Girl. Can you invite Snarky J on FNT?
I'm in talks with her.
We're in talks. Eye of Memes we have Mahler, by the way, this Friday. This will be a fun show. I live my life like Koof is completely over. You should. Yet NPCs still insist on face napkins and nose swabs. Don't they ever get tired of that stuff? No more tests or mandates. Shut up and move on already. Yes, you're going to get sick. And it's either going to be a cold, a flu, or COVID, and you will get better. You can get better by there's some basic medications that your doctor is now safe to give you that you can get over with. It'll be like being sick. Joe Watkins for $10. Why aren't you guys going to be at Vegas Con? What's Vegas? Oh, the Comic Con? When is it?
I'd go to that.
Yeah, you're closer.
I want to have a good experience in Vegas this time. Make up for last time.
Yeah. I'm not traveling till we go to Peru. So
I don't see a Vegas Comic Con.
I'll look.
DSP Day Cobra for $10. I'm also a multiverse variant. In my universe, I haven't gotten enough chats. Guys, I need more chats. I have bills to pay. My wife, Ryan, to support. Trump won't win unless I get more chats.
I think they're talking about Star Trek Vegas. You've been, Gary. I've gone to that. Star Trek Vegas is great, man. Or it used to be. It's terrible now, but
yeah, it used to be really good. It's not called Star Trek Vegas anymore. It's called
the 40-year frontier.
Yeah, it's stupid.
58-year journey or some BS.
Because Star Trek took it away to do Star Trek Celebration, which is lame.
Effectively, yeah.
Robert Michaels for $4.99. Chris, what did you think of Deadpool taking his mask off throughout the movie?
It didn't bug me. Should it bug me?
Yeah, it
didn't bug me that much.
They should have kind of made it a joke because you're taking a mask off of a guy with a fucked up makeup filled face. So yeah, they should have leaned into that more because that would have been a good joke of like, and maybe it just didn't come across, but like just really mundane moments taking away off your mask is yeah. But he did it a lot. Darius White for $10. Feige believed that the producer-centric system made the MCU. It was the fact that creatives within the system that made it. That was clear when he lost Gunn as an architect of the post-Phase 3 slate. You're right. You're right. Waldow for €10. I would experience a foamy eruption if you react to my animation. If I impose too much, just spit on me. No, but I'll take a look at it after the show and for a future show. How's that sound? And we can show it. Marlon Sebo for $10. What do you guys think about the rumor of Dr. Doom as RDJ as a misdirect, and that the Lord of the Rings vet Viggo Mortensen will play Doom? Well, Viggo would have been great as Doom. Too old though. Too old.
It'll be interesting because, like, Infinity War, Thanos was the lead character.
Yeah.
And you really saw his motivations. He doesn't kill. Excuse me.
It's all right. You okay?
Oh, no.
Don't
One
die.
second. Go get water.
Go get some water. Now you're muted.
There you go.
All
He
right.
doesn't kill unless he has to.
Yeah.
You know, he's a very. So I would like if Doomsday, we get to know Doom, why he is doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
I really, Infinity War is so good.
It was. All right, let's go. But no, I don't think it's a fake out. I think they'll have to recast Doom at some point, for sure. But I could be wrong. Who knows what they're up to? I don't think they know. I think this has been put together recently, and the plan is just let's get to Secret Wars because, as Chris pointed out earlier, there were no phases announced. None.
Yes.
No talk of phases.
Literally, Kevin Feige repeated it. We are telling you about 4 movies. So, the next year, they're not going far in the future. And they teased Avengers, Doomsday and Secret Wars. So, I don't know.
I think they got embarrassed enough with so many delays that they're like, we can't do this anymore, because stuff might get pulled out from under them. And Mundodo for 5 Canadian pesos. After watching Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm convinced that they have been watching your videos. He even dropped a woke mob reference. Can't be a coincidence. A lot of people say woke mob. And that's when Cassandra Nova got up out of the wheelchair. I thought her performance was actually pretty good.
I thought she was good.
Yeah.
She's naked in Lady Chatterley's Lover on Netflix right now. Alan Ing pointed that out to me. Lady Chatterley's Lover.
What was the name of the Mr. Skin, right? The
Mr.
website.
Skin.
That was the database of people getting naked in movies.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not brain fart on that for sure.
Yeah. Dave Filoni's cat for $5. Hi, everyone. I'm the multiverse variant of Dave Filoni's dog. My life is great. How are you? How are you all this lovely day? It's great.
Oh my gosh.
It's great. We're doing great. That's great. Adam Ant. I was listening to him a little bit on the way home. I was listening to a lot of stuff on the 20-hour drive. I'm a big defender of Enterprise, but their use of Section 31 in season 4 was awful. Section 31 should have stopped with Sloane. Yeah. Enterprise is, I stopped watching it when it was running originally in the middle of season 2. And then I went back when Star Trek Discovery came out. People were like, go back and watch Enterprise and finish it. So I did. I'm like, yeah, that last episode is lame, but it did get better, but it fucked with canon a lot too. My opinion hasn't changed. It's a prequel. I was sick to death of them back then. I blame George. I wanted Star Trek to move forward. And honestly, the first time it moved forward properly, in my opinion, was with Star Trek Picard season 3.
So good. If that was the direction of Trek would have a chance. A chance for a fighting chance. But with what they've done, oh my God, what we saw of Trek today, I had not seen those clips. It's just, I don't know who it's for. It's not for fans of old Trek. It's not, I don't know what it is. Great. Like normies could watch old Trek episodes and go, oh, that was a good story.
Mahler's watching Mahler, a younger guy.
Right.
Is watching the original series and getting a lot out of it. Because the writing is timeless. Forget the sets.
It's very dense too.
Yeah.
You have to actually pay attention.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you can't be on your phone, X-ray girl.
Why'd you call her out like that? Jesus.
Hey, I watched the season 1.
the season 1.
Good job.
I think I just boomered myself.
No, but you did. It just shows how much better the writing was. You had experienced writers who had lived lives and who were genuine fans of science fiction. It was such a great time for science fiction too. And yeah, you just got the best of the best. And for so long, Rick Berman, somebody I used to be critical of and have recanted that and apologized, did something phenomenal, putting together those series and making Trek come back the way it did. And it peaked in the 90s, and why Voyager was a disappointment, and great concept that it still wasn't terrible. Right. And then DS9 is just next level. Darius White for $10. Haven't paid much attention to this new era of Star Trek, but dilithium isn't a power source. It was the source of crystals used to focus the matter antimatter fusion, which powers the ship. Just saying. Yes, I know. That's what makes it doubly stupid. Because the rock blew up.
Right.
Essentially, the crystal blew up. No, it gets worse. There's so much worse. Cole Hauser for 2 Canadian pesos. Gary, reason for Kirshner not back for Return of the Jedi. Yes. Kirshner should have been back, not Richard Marquand, who did Eye of the Needle. He passed away a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
But he was just George Lucas basically directed it.
It was ghost directed by Lucas.
Yes.
And I agree with Rob on this. Jedi is not, it's like half of a good film. I like the throne room stuff, the first third, but there's so many dumb shots in it. It was Lucas where he was like, I want to do what I want. And there's stuff that's kind of stupid in Jedi. It doesn't really match the first. Hey, let's read more super chats so we can. Nothing, Gary. I could go on a rant, but
no, it's okay. I'm saying with Return of the Jedi, half of it's 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
The other half is 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe Lynch, thank you for the $9.99. I appreciate it. Matt Creedy for €5. Hail Nooner, late again. Any later, and you should call it a Nerdrotic oneer. I'll get off my coat. The Grizzly for $10. Media literacy is the cry of a wasted degree. In college, I did a part-time program for discounts at a comic shop as a DM for D&D nights. I know more than these pretentious critics ever will. Yes. Yeah, going to film school. There's a Quentin Tarantino clip that's old that, if you're just a fan, you're passionate about this and you dive into it like Chris and you've been doing it all your life, you don't need film school. You don't. You understand that stuff.
Tarantino literally went to one of those 3-day film school done by a guy named Dove S.S. Simmons. I know him. I've met him. It's literally tells you your job as a director is to make the day. He tells you the most basic stuff. Not stuff they focus on in film school. They focus on, criticism and theory and this. And that's fine, but anybody can listen to DVD commentary or Laserdisc commentary when I was younger, and get that stuff. So that's what, he took a 3-day seminar on directing, had been watching movies all his life, and made, Reservoir Dogs. So there you go.
Yeah. I took a 4-month course
in editing, right?
Editing, aesthetics, filming. Well, it was called digital video intensive. So it was about filming interviews, filming documentaries, short films, aesthetics, but it was all practical. There's no theory involved. They handed you a camera and said, go, gave you an editing program, and you were off to the races.
A friend of mine took a 3-month editing course, never graduated college, went on to do a children's show for Netflix, and won an Emmy.
Yeah.
So
wow,
it's like, I think that trade school is the future.
Yep.
College is BS. Look, by the way, I'm a college dropout. I dropped out my second year. I was working 3 jobs, dude, on weekends, in the evening. Like, what am I doing working these jobs to go to a class where they tell me to read the book and then regurgitate the contents of the book to the professor to prove I read the book? I will just read books, and I read a lot.
Yeah.
I read a lot of books back then, and I was like, I'm not doing this. I quit, and I started Film Thread. I was 19. I started Film Thread, a zine. Film Thread was a zine. And then a magazine, whatever website, but yeah, I think trade school, learn a trade. Like that was at that South Park with Kathleen Kennedy mocking Kathleen Kennedy, the guys that are the plumbers and the rich. Love it.
Yeah,
That's
that's real.
It is.
University's only for like doctors, accountants, engineers.
Even then, you're getting bad advice.
That's pretty much, yeah.
I think you're getting bad advice from professors who have no real world experience. None. And this Dove SS Simmons, look him up, Tarantino. He did that course and that was it. And that's Tarantino. And there are a lot of good courses like that for film.
Luca Purdy for $24.99. Ron's Hot D final episode. Oh, leaked online with pictures and videos. They have Marvel cameos and destroyed the book canon. They tie it back to Game of Thrones season 8.
Ha ha.
Ha ha.
Had me there for a sec.
Yeah. Part of it did leak on TikTok or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I won't watch it. But
no, I'm going to wait till Sunday.
I need to be surprised all at once.
Yeah, I want to watch it with everyone else. I will wait for my genuine reaction because I watch it with Mahler and Fringy. So we watch it all together.
Yeah.
Rudy for $5. Osha, you're so mature for your age. Did I also mention I work for Mr. Beast?
Oh my god.
Oh no.
No.
Waldow for €50.
Nice.
Thank you. Because I abuse Super Chat on your channel for advertising my animation, here is another Super Chat question. Will there be a fan fiction of Chris touching Gary's Wolverine? Just kidding.
100%.
Yes, 100%. Damn it,
Yeah.
you spoiled it. Waldo, thank you, brother. Fear the Boogie Beardo 199 for $5. I'm also a new variant, by the way. It's not my fault that I skip leg day. My dad made me eat corn the long way, and my mom twitted my fucking tipples. She twitted my fucking tipples.
Tipples.
Tipples. That is boogie lore.
I haven't made it there yet.
Rick Baker, 74 for $10. Love Deadpool 3, but why does Xavier's twin sister Nova suffer from male pattern baldness? Because she's a twin sister. Why does she have the same problem? Because she has the same powers. The same powers, essentially. I'm not a Cassandra Nova expert because it's from Morrison's run, which I did read when it came out in... When did that come out, Chris? 2003? So it was right when I bought my store. And that was when I picked X-Men back up again because I had stopped reading X-Men for, I think the last X-Men I read was Onslaught. Right? And then I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm done with X-Men. It's never been my favorite thing. I've always been a Spider-Man, Daredevil, Avengers guy. But that's when I picked it back up. She was definitely better looking in the movie. That's all I can say. Frank Quitely's art was good. I like that. And the run wasn't bad. It's just not it's not my favorite. Fear the Tardo, for what I can remember of 21 years ago. God, that's a long time ago. Fear the Tardo for $5. Go away, Booger Beardo. Tardo only multi-purse variant allowed in this dimension. P.S. Tardo, Hope, Gina Crunchy, Taco Beat, Kathy Canopy, and rest Puka's film. Puka's film.
Did you notice the character in Deadpool and Wolverine that was named Beardo?
No, I didn't.
Wait,
There's a
what?
character- It's the guy that redresses Deadpool into his costume.
His name?
His name is Beardo.
Did you realize that was a subtle, that was Disney?
Yes, yes.
Beardo was
pointed it-
Disney.
Yeah.
I was the second time viewing. I'm like, that's Disney. They just made a shot at Disney. So there is some subtle stuff that you catch the second time around between all the cameos and the, with the jokes, what else was I going to say about that? Oh, it'll come back to me. I'm like 80% today. A little tired. Ken Caniff from Connecticut for $2.99. Tony Stark. Sorry. He said Tony Stank. Tony Stank. There you go. Best name I could think of for $5. When a legacy talent comes back, I am concerned that it'll be another RTD situation. It just reeks of desperation to me. Who would be ideal for Dr. Doom? I think
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
I think he's perfect.
Still a little old, but can play a little younger. And yeah, Dr. Doom can't be in his 50s. He's got to be in his minimum early 40s. I'm fine with you aging up the FF and Dr. Doom a little bit to make it last longer, but I think he'd be really good. There's a lot of great fan casting out there for it. But they needed a splash. That's what they needed a splash because they were desperate. I said this when they brought back Hugh Jackman. They were desperate. It was a desperation move to do this. For one, Deadpool 1 and 2 were very successful films. The fact that it took this long to even make a Deadpool 3 without Hugh Jackman is fucking ridiculous, considering the shit they put out. How did it take this long? And now they're all patting themselves on the back. They're probably gonna get $1 billion film. Oh, wait, we're fucking geniuses. We brought back a couple of characters that people like and put them in their comic book costumes. Look at us. It's like, fucking idiots. You should have done that years ago. Deadpool and Wolverine should have been in a movie years ago. They should have been in Deadpool 2
Wolverine should have had the yellow costume years ago.
years ago.
He talks about it like, well, you know, I can see why I was just on board. I've seen him, dude. There's so many good interviews with Ryan and Hugh on other things. Their episode of Hot Ones is so good. I don't watch that show. It's whatever. But them on the show was so funny together. And they talk about like, yeah, it was, you know, like, why do we not have the suit sooner? It's I think that's the thing.
No, it's because they're dumb.
Yeah.
They're dumb. There's a bunch of people. There was a brain trust that got paid a lot of money that said black leather is better than this bright yellow color that's actually worked. But I like his brown costume better, quite frankly, but that's me. But it's worked in the comic book for decades. But no, we at Hollywood, we costume designers and directors and producers who've never read any of these fucking comics, no, this looks silly. And if that's your approach, then you failed. X-Men worked. It's a decent movie, but you have to think of it of its time. We never thought we'd see an X-Men movie. So our expectations were low. Yeah. And the fact that it was just a good movie and character-wise, it was good casting and, you know, pretty decent directing. We were fine with that. I don't like Mystique as a reptile, walking around like a naked reptile. I mean, okay, Rebecca Romijn, hot. But no, Mystique's got a fucking killer costume. She's got a great costume.
Yeah.
In the comics. Why would you go away from that? You know, the one thing they did get mostly right was, Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler in X2 was, you know, the costume wasn't there, but man, the character was there. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
So yeah, now they're like, look at us, we're geniuses. It's like, you dumb. You know, you were desperate and you gave the fans what they want. The fans that you don't like. Curly Bob's 17 for $5. Saw Deadpool and Wolverine last night. Leaving, I passed a group of teen girls and heard them say, about time we got a not shitty Marvel movie. I laughed so hard. Oh, that's great. And that's the audience they want.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Finally.
You go, teen girls. Shindu Versus for $4.99. Hail, Nooner, Gary, Chris. Was there any presentations that were not that did not have the crowd excited as RDJ as Dr. Doom? I asked on BBC, but Gary disappeared. I disappeared. Were there any? Go on, Chris. You probably saw
it was like golf claps. I mean, they were like that one bold women thing. It was like, you know, golf claps.
Yeah. Could you?
It wasn't cheers.
I put that here. Hang on.
Probably the biggest reaction was RDJ. That was the biggest.
That was easily the biggest reaction.
The biggest of everything. You had to suffer through so much crap to get to that. It was bad.
Let's see. I sent it to Chris. So here is.
So I like the opportunity to.
What?
Just play a second of this. Just pick a part. It doesn't matter. Here's the link, X-Ray Girl. So here's the bold school, but it was basically powerful women in Hollywood and stuff. So to give you context, this is the exact same crowd that reacted to Robert Downey Jr. Just pick.
Ross's Dress for Less. I loved Ross's Dress for Less. Now you walk into Ross's Dress for Less, you got to talk to everybody, which is wonderful. I do like that. Airports are very different now. Everybody wants to talk to you, no
Talking
matter
about how
what
famous she
you're
is.
doing, number one or anything else. Everybody wants to talk
There's
to you.
8,000
and
people
like
in here,
you
and
said,
like you could
you're
hear.
in the
Okay, that's enough. I can't take anymore. You could hear a pin drop in there.
It was quiet. It was weird.
But even the penguin thing that followed was more enthusiastic. By the way, we sat there. Does anything look more average than the fucking penguin show?
I don't care. I saw the trailer. I saw the panel. I don't care.
Yeah. It's just like, it doesn't look terrible. It does look like they might go to some intersectional places for sure. But it doesn't look good either. It just looks like it exists, like it's a TV
It looks
show.
like dollar store Sopranos.
Yes.
That's what it is.
How do I say this? Tlaylaxu for 5. Sorry, I just completely destroyed that name for 5 British pounds proper money. Do you think they'll be brave enough to carry Blackton America through the Secret Wars to be replaced with the white guy? They'll just have multiple Captain Americas. They'll both be Captain Americas. Everybody, you're a Captain America, and you're a Captain America. Hitchhiker 42 for 5. God, that triggers so many people. I don't know why it triggers certain people to state that Sam Wilson is better as Falcon, the character he was meant to be. And by you getting triggered, you're saying that Steve Rogers, the white man's mantle, is more important than that character. Essentially, as our friend Eric July points out, giving him hand-me-downs gives him legitimacy. Listen to yourselves. Sam Wilson is fine as Falcon. Falcon can lead the Avengers. I am completely okay with that. But no, you had to give him hand-me-downs to legitimize him. Just think about it for a second. I know you won't. Hitchhiker 42 for 5 British pounds, proper money. Hi, Gary and Chris. You should put on your own Nerdrotic Comic-Con and Indie Film Festival and have as many back issue comic sales as possible. I would, but they require a ton of planning, and I wouldn't be able to do a YouTube channel because planning cons is a year-round thing.
Well, it's seasonal, but it's at least 6 months, and it's a lot. I know people who work in it. I know people who work at Comic-Con, and it's seasonal work.
It's seasonal work, but planning them is year-round. They're planning next year's Comic-Con right now.
There's a small group that work all year.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Brew Joe for $5 Australian dollars. You may say female Silver Surfer. Ew, I say female Silver Surfer popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
Not Kevin Feige for 2 Rons or R's. Hell yes, I'm Ket. Not that guy, but he's great. The Zombie Boss for $7.99 Australian. You smell that smells like cope. Lots of it going on. Kenneth from Connecticut for $2.99 Australian. Fuck a certain amount of people. I fuck them myself. Ryan.
What are you doing, Chris?
He's on the microphone.
Oh, wow.
I got one on
Right,
eBay. We could have gotten
buy
Headpool.
one?
That wasn't they're gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. I
They're
talked
all
to a guy
gone.
from AMC. They said that only 8% of the inventory was still around by Saturday.
Yeah.
So they were sold out by the weekend.
We had a chance to get a Headpool one and I didn't like it. So I wanted that
didn't
one.
have it.
That one in particular. Brian Burrows for $5. Nerd question. In Deadpool and Wolverine, how did Juggernaut still have his powers in the end of time? Not a spoiler. He is shown there at trailer. It doesn't count. How do powers work in the void? It's a void. It's shown that Cassandra Nova's powers she's more powerful inside the void, but then when she gets outside the void, she's just as powerful.
Yeah.
And she apparently made a deal. And it's really confusing. She made a deal with the faction of the TVA that broke off. And I say that kind of question, like, I think so. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly, that's just I don't know. The Void was there. There's so many fucking Easter eggs. I think Emergency Awesome I haven't watched it. Did like an hour-long video of the Easter, and there's fucking shit tons. I didn't catch them all. I'm going to watch it one more time with Melissa because she didn't get to see it, Chris.
Cool.
So she couldn't make it. She got sick. Jackson Kaggle for $2. Gary, Gore, rant, woo! I think we did plenty of that today, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did.
What's this one?
The one on the left?
Yeah.
Pause sessions.
Pause sessions. Okay. Just want to make sure. For $20. I thank you very much. I've been following you for a while. I'd love to get your advice / take on my independent comics I'm creating. Oof. Finish them. Like what type of advice? I'm actually not I don't make independent books. But I would say I would treat it like YouTube. Make it a hobby. Hi, Chris. We can hear all that.
Why is it? Sorry. People are sending me stuff. Next week, headphones. I promise.
Headphones next week. Thank you.
I have to restart my computer and do it, but I'll do it next week. Remind me.
I would treat it like YouTube. If you want to start YouTube and make it a hobby, and if you can get a few bucks off it, that's cool. But like going out with your independent book and just keep the expectations realistic. That's all. And have fun. Have fun. Definitely do it. You have to be creative. I think being creative is really good for the soul. So make your comic book and get the first one out. And if it's the first one you've done, man, my first video sucked. So and not saying your book's going to suck, but it might, but you'll work your way through it. So just do it. Get that first one out of the way. Practice a lot. That'd be my guess. But have fun. That would be the key. Sean Godley for $4.99. Section 31, written by Section 8 loonies. Haha, true. Ryan Bailey for $10. I love Kate Mulgrew as Janeway. I know you probably don't, Gary, as I know you don't like Voyager. I don't hate Voyager, and I don't hate her as Janeway. I've just heard her too much outside of being Janeway. I've heard the real life Kate Mulgrew a little bit too much, and she's annoying as fuck. But I don't need to hear about how hard it was for her to be rich and famous at the woman panel. Yeah, it's so difficult. She did tell one good story, though. I'll give her this. Chris, do you remember this story that she told about the bad advice she got and how she ignored it? Chris is too busy looking at the other stuff.
I half paid attention to that panel.
Okay. So she was asked what her bad advice, what bad advice were you given? And she's like, well, I was told by an agent not to have kids at this time in my career. It would sideline my career. And I was, on a trajectory, and she's all, he was probably right, but fuck it. I had my kids anyway. So I thought I'm like, that's good. And she's all, I got my kids out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a good answer. I said, good answer.
That's sweet.
If you can have your kids young, because I feel like my kids are grown and gone, and it's awesome. I love it. So I got that out of the way. It's like in Fight Club. I got that couch situation handled. It's a deep cut there.
That's it. Deep cut, baby. Ryan Wood for €5. Off topic, but just started reading Judge Dredd. Loving the Judge Death stuff. Sorry. Any recommendations? Is New Dredd still good? Currently reading magazines. I haven't read New Dredd. I have not. Go back. 2000 AD has been doing a very good job reprinting their volumes at a very reasonable price. If you want to do the trades, especially here in America, that's kind of the only option you have. And the old stuff is fucking amazing. Maybe Garrett's reading the newer stuff. I don't read the newer stuff. I don't read any newer stuff except for Conan, Mark Millar. Say it again, Millar stuff. And I'm probably going to take a look. Yeah, Nemesis, baby.
I got the alternate cover.
It was good. And I'm going to pick up, I've already picked up the Transformers, the Kirkman stuff, and I'm going to take a look. But I don't buy any, all my money goes towards back issues. You know what I got? The original. You'll recognize this, Chris.
Oh,
Wait, I need to blow this up.
there we go.
When
Look
Captain,
at that Sue Storm.
yeah, Medusa, Hela, Black Widow, the real Miss Marvel, and Red Sonja. Look at that.
You don't need to gender swap anyone. There are so many great female characters in Marvel. Like, why would you even do that?
These old Fireside books were awesome. I loved them as a kid. Just for the
Son of Origins of Marvel Comics.
just for the
Origins
painted
of-
covers. Yeah. Son of Origins, Origins, greatest
I have
superhero
them all-
battles. Bring
I
on the
have them
bad
signed
guys.
Yes, I have those signed by Stan Lee.
Oh no.
Origins and Son of Origins.
That is
Yeah, and it's
awesome.
like the same one I had from 3rd grade. That's when Origins came out. I love that.
Chris picked this up and I bought it.
No, you. That's
did.
right. Yeah, I was like, oh, I
Got the
think about
paper.
it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. That guy had great stuff.
He really did. He really did. I was gonna pull out something else. Hang on. Excuse me, I want to lift this out. Yeah, I got some pulp. I went to Southern California Comics and I got some pulp. Bunch of pulp. This is for Junior to read. But yeah, this is from 19. Is this one from the 40s? Yeah, from 1941. And it's really cheap.
I love it. And we were looking at these like old pulp sci-fi novels.
Yep.
Like where women are dressed in like bikini armor and like there's a guy with a laser gun and yeah. Like just that like manly, like pure like sci-fi sex right out there.
Yep.
Like and energy and manliness. Like it's, you don't get to see it often. But those old like novels and collections, like 50s, 60s, they're so great. Yeah.
Got
Awesome.
this. First appearance of Poison Ivy. Here we go. Got that. Yeah, got some good stuff. Got some good stuff. I don't know where to put it.
There's another great like panel that I've been to at Comic-Con called Oddball Comics. It's like these comics, like the worst characters, the bad, like the Dental Hygienists Union does a comic. Yeah, Doc Savage. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
Like those, like you can find online a couple times. They put it on YouTube, but he does this whole presentation of horrible comics, like the worst Batman comics or Superman, or like these ones the U.S. military will like hire Marvel or DC to do a comic about some agenda they're trying to push. It's crazy.
Oh, remember the Avengers Pfizer book that came out?
They've been that's not new. They've been doing that for
I know.
decades. But the comics are always terrible.
Apparently, they're the new Warriors. I guess your boy Zach got a PDF of it. I heard there was one out there forever, and I had been promised because I put a bounty out. I'm like, if I'm the first one to get it, I'll give you a lot of money for it. I'll make it worth your while. And I got some emails, and it never happened. That's whatever. Who cares? But yeah, your boy Zach got it and reviewed it. I haven't watched the video yet, but I imagine I saw a couple panels. Yellow Flash put it out, and it's as cringe as we thought it would be. It sucks that it didn't come out like sooner. You know what I mean? Because that was 4 years ago. But man, that was at the beginning of COVID and the lockdown, and the comic industry had this opportunity to reset, and they just fucked up worse than, like, for one, Diamond no longer was, like, I could do a whole video just on how COVID affected the comic book industry. So Diamond was no longer this lone distributor. We lost upwards of a third of the shops.
Yeah.
We had corrupt report, quote unquote. There's no fucking such thing as a comic book journalist. Okay. But we had corrupt bloggers out there saying everything's fine. Everything was great. And then there was a boost when COVID was over because they were printing stuff. They were also getting free government money. Remember that. A lot of businesses were getting government money and they were reporting it as profits. And then when they stopped getting it, it all fucking fell apart. Crazy. Fucking crazy. And shops were going out. I remember I helped out with a couple of stores rent for a couple of months. What I did.
That.
Yeah. So we took super chats and then I matched the super chats and then I sent it to a couple stores so they would make their rent a couple of months. And both those stores are still around, thank God. And and the comic industry was doing nothing. They were just fighting with each other. They were staying political. And Snowflake and Safe Space coming out at the precipice of con was just like, it encapsulated everything fucking wrong with the comic book industry. And it was a comic made to own the fucking chuds, right? That's
and to this date,
Daniel Kibblesmith.
To this date, we have never seen cosplay of those characters. I want cosplay.
I think they should have balls and print the damn book. Put it out. I think it would sell more now. I think it would genuinely sell more now because people would want to fucking read it and just laugh at it. Just make some fucking money off it. Like, why not? But
I have to admit, I bought comics because it was so stupid. Either the cover or like, I can't believe this exists or whatever. I have oddball comics that are like, what is this? So on that note, Gary, I have to go.
Okay.
The Merciless is texting me saying, dude, we got, so I gotta go. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
He's being a dad.
So your dad is saying I gotta run, but I'll be back next week for the nooner.
See you next week.
FNT. I'll talk to you, X-Ray Girl, about that other thing later.
And I'll talk to you about a couple things later too.
Yeah, talk to you later. And shout out to the chat. Thank you guys. Appreciate you every week. Watch Hollywood on the Rocks starting in 55 minutes.
Yeah, we'll rate it, right? X-Ray Girl?
Yeah, rate it.
Yes, I can.
Yes, we'll rate it.
It's happening.
We'll be done before then, but Chris, go get your take off. You don't have to apologize. You got to go. You got to go, brother. It's all good. We appreciate your time.
Eat. We need you healthy.
All right, love you, brother.
Love you, man.
Girl, I won't say I love you.
It was great hanging with you.
Yeah,
you're cool. All
right, later.
Bye.
Chris Gore. Chris Gore. All right. All right.
Good luck with this.
With what?
Last name.
Schockenmeyer? Schochenmeyer?
Randy.
Randy for 1999. I don't feel bad because I have a last name. If people haven't heard me say it, would never in a million years be able to pronounce it. So hang on, we can't have the chat. Where should we put the chat? Let's put it over here.
Is it covering my doggy?
It's covering your dog.
We can't have that.
Randy Schockenmeyer for 1999. Gary, here is your retainer for 1999 for watching The Rings of Power Season 2, so I don't have to. Why, thank you. I will be watching it. 3-episode premiere on Thursday, August 29th. There will be a live stream afterwards and a video following. Usually it's 2 days because I need a day to make it and edit it. So it'll be like the videos will come out Saturday or Sunday, but the live streams will follow. So it'd be the same routine as last year. Every episode, there will be a video. Every episode, there will be a live stream. Woo, it's going to be busy.
Oh, God.
And then there's Agatha going on, too.
You and Disper are going to be so busy.
Yeah, I'm just going to do videos on Agatha. And I'm not the whole series, no. I'll do one at the beginning and one at the end. One at the beginning. Back to the old formula. Acolyte was a special case. It was after like the 4th episode, like, am I going to do another video on this? I'm like, fuck, I might as well just see it through. Oh, such a bummer we got age restricted last night. That video was flying. It was flying. So yeah, it got knocked out of the recommended feed because it got age restricted for a couple hours. But if you haven't seen it, Perry did a great job on it.
Amazing.
Lee Kindler, it's still doing great. I'm like, whatever. It's still doing great despite that happening. Lee Kindler for $4.99. Remember the good old days when you looked forward to the new stuff with Michelle Yeoh? Yeah, I like her in a lot of things. She's just terrible in Star Trek. And they're fighting the culture wars with representation, guys. That's what Alex Kurtzman said. Anak Maman, abuser of Streamlabs for $10. Anyone else see the trailer for the remake of the John Woo classic, The Killer, on Peacock? Long story short, they put a chick in it and made her lame and gay. I haven't been this angry in a while. No way. They did not. It's on Peacock. Nobody's watching it. There's actually a good show. Well, I saw one episode and it's good. Those About to Die, those who choose to die or whatever. It's pretty good, but I like historical shit like that. So there you go. Brandor for $2.79 Canadian. I didn't know Leslie was talking over Star Trek 2. Star Trek 2, like me too. Get it? Cat G 3000 for $5. Thank you, Gary, Chris, and X-Ray Girl. Awesome rants. Dead on opinions commentary. A great time. Hey, thank you. Thanks for watching. Big Raj for $2. FIPA who? FIPA Jew. FIPA Jew. Chris B for $5. Forcing us to watch this video is a hate crime, Gary. I apologize to the audience. Sorry. And don't worry, it'll be, because we're going to get hit on it. We probably already have. It'll be cut out of the re-upload. But it may be part of a future video. Let's just say that.
Ooh.
Chris, you need to bring your case against Trek and win it. This hateful desecration must end. And it is hateful. It is hateful. Because Trek and Doctor Who are now being used to platform ideas with no substance to own adversaries that don't exist. Waldau on the Streamlabs side for $3. Modern actors lack charisma. They do, but some still have it. Is it Riz? Fucking, I hate that term.
The Riz.
That's fucking terrible. Just, charisma sounds better than Riz. Okay? Charisma. It's an old Kiss song. What is my charisma? Clive Griffiths for £2 British. He was a plant. Yes. Well, would you put it beyond Amazon to have a plant go up there and ask a question? Wayward on the Streamlabs side for $5 just became a member. Shiny. Let's go be bad guys. Oh, man. I'm sure Drinker finished Firefly and Serenity by now. I'm curious about his thoughts because it's fucking great. Anson Mount was asking in Dragon Con panel about toxic masculinity, and he said the masculinity is a good thing and we need to reclaim that word, based. Yeah, but he's in a shitty show. Don Mack for $5. Yes, because it's not anything we need to reclaim. We need to reject. Toxic masculinity is just I hate the term toxic. It's just bad humans. There's also toxic femininity. There's also a lot of toxic people in the alphabet mafia. Toxic. The word toxic means there's just a lot of fucking bad people. And they're bad people because they're not right with themselves. Like, there are a lot of self-loathing folks in the alphabet community, and they want to blame society and everybody else for how they feel about themselves. And once you work that out and become like, hey, I'm gay, I don't give a fuck, then who gives a shit what anybody says? Taker 610 for $2, for example, by the way. Taker 610 for $2. No, Galadriel is not a lesbian. She likes horses. In that show, yes. B-Chain 315 for $5. Hail, lady and gents. Showed up late. Get to catch up on shitting on
Sitting.
Well, while I just want to go to shitting while sitting on the New Jersey, New York, Connecticut traffic on good old I-95. Here's a few bucks. Cheers. Is that? Do you guys like really commute through 3 states? Is that like a thing over there on the East Coast? I don't spend any time over there. I visited New York twice.
I mean, I wouldn't want to live in New York, but
No, man, going through 3 states. Let me tell you something. We got a good way through Texas. We drove from San Diego to Van Horn, Texas, which is just north of Fort Stockton, quite a bit south of El Paso. So we were in Texas. It still took us 6 hours and 43 minutes to get home.
Wow.
Texas is big. Jose Taco for $1. Do you guys see War of the Rohirrim? Leaked trailer last month. It was pulled within an hour. No one talked about it online. The animation looked good, though. It looks good. It's just a bait and switch. It's a really disappointing bait and switch. Elliot Cecil for $1.99. Will you be checking out Batman Cape Crusader? Woke Batman, yes, I will be checking it out, and it starts tomorrow, right? Let me see. Premiere. Yeah, tomorrow. So yes, I will be checking it out tomorrow. Which means it probably it's Amazon Prime, which potentially you could see it tonight.
They usually do like a midnight release, I think, right?
They do for Pacific time, but they've done earlier before. So like back in the day, they used to do midnight Eastern. So I remember like Ash vs. Evil Dead would premiere at 9:00 for me on the West Coast because they would do midnight Eastern. Jackson, but that was Showtime. Jackson Cagle for $2. Hail chat, appreciate Nooner rocks. We appreciate you. For Nave for $5. RDJ rejoining the MCU doesn't make me like the MCU more. It makes me like RDJ less. Could have been a man of principle instead of high-priced whore. That's a lot of money, though. It's $100 million.
Could you deny that on principles of
$100 million? Then you got to start thinking about the principles of your kids. But I think to your argument, he's already got more money than he could spend and his generations can spend. So I think if you're going to take the money, then it's on your back to make it fucking good and not just mail it in. But apparently he's getting his own private jet. And who knows if any of this is true, by the way, but he's got his team of people to keep him sober, which I'm fine. Listen, you get what you negotiate. Brandon Ninja for $2. Season 2 of House of the Dragon feels weaker. Damon, not as cool. We got to see how it ends. But if you ask me right now, it is a weaker season than 1. The Odd Egg for $5. Hey, man, thank you much for all that you do. One day I will publish my own comic and maybe, just maybe, stick it to the man and show these quote-unquote writers in Hollywood how it's done. Maybe I'll meet you in person at a Comic-Con. Peace. I hope I do. And I hope you do that. Hell yeah. Iso El Dorado for $4.99. Thanks for the signature, Chris, on Attack of the Dock. It was cool meeting you guys, even if it wasn't long. Up to see you again next year at Comic-Con. Yeah, the last one. So I will be there. Jason Yankovic for $5. Why do they keep bringing Harrison Ford out to these events? He obviously doesn't care and doesn't want to be there. I don't understand why Harrison Ford seems more, well, I do, actually. Probably because Marvel, as bad as they are better to work with than Lucasfilm. But yeah, I think maybe, I don't know, does Harrison Ford have kids? So maybe he's just trying to like stack up money for his kids. Nooners are the best. I'm demanding Wednesday off. Good, Jackson Cagle. You do that. Yeah, tell your boss. It's for the Nooner. James the Mando for $5. It was great that Gary stopped and was able to say hi to this fan on his way to the booth at San Diego Comic-Con. It was an amazing time meeting him and everyone. It was great seeing you too, man. Sorry I had to rush off to the booth. HK47 for $5. Who cares if RDJ is back? The movie is Avengers Doomsday. What Avengers? What Avengers? That's a good question. Jesse George for 2 Canadian pesos. Star Wars is now Scissor Wars. Yes, it is. Lucas W for 10 Martian pesos. Did you see that Hot D finale leaked on TikTok? I heard. I do not want to watch it. With stuff I like, I'm good waiting till Sunday. Plus, I've got plenty to do between now and then. But I mean, back in the day when it leaked and I wasn't really, was I doing a channel back then? I don't think so. I'd watch. JD Ben for $4.99. Any word on the L. Bonaventure racial remarks towards Transformers G.I. Joe director? No, I don't know about this. What is this? I don't know. I do not know. High Q for €5. There is a giant alien head and hands sticking out of a planet. Yes, they mentioned it. Oh, yes, in the Captain.
Really?
Yes, in the Captain African American trailer, they mention the Celestial in the Indian Ocean. They do. It is brought up. And it is indeed the source of adamantium. Mark Demshock for $5. 3-time college dropout here. Finally went to tech school and became an aircraft mechanic. Love it. College is a waste for the 999.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
It's a great job.
Yes, it is. Chat, stop asking for Picard review. Masterpieces take time to make. They do, Eric K. I'm telling you, that'll be my final video ever. Why don't we just make that my final video? So when it comes out, I'm done. Exit stage left. I ain't getting any younger.
Do you guys still want it? Do you guys still want it?
I will make it. I will make it. Samuel Ospina for $4.99. Old interview of Favreau and Feige resurfaced where Favreau mentions that RDJ actually auditioned for Doctor Doom and was then offered Iron Man. Thoughts? I think I remember that. But I remember a lot of stuff. Did I dream it? I don't know, but I think I remember that. Yeah. But thoughts? It was better that he played Iron Man. That's all. We got some more.
No, that's it.
No, we got
so far.
Yeah, hang on. Let me go up here. Anonymous says Deadpool was a high-class bus stop skank you meet on Saturday night with no prospects. I had a good time with it. Yeah, it's dumb fun. It's junk food. It is straight up. I really had a good time eating my, I wouldn't say In-N-Out. What a burger. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go as far as McDonald's, but yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's got a terrible story. The TVA sucks. I thought they would destroy it, but there's like moments in it I really, really liked. Josh M., thank you for becoming a radicalized member. Rooster Cogburn, sincerely, FIPA Jew Schlurpo. FIPA Jew Schlurpo. Welcome, Zachary Jake, to the radicalized level. You are radicalized. Lance Corporal Waffles. So Kathleen Kennedy has chosen death as her out because the waiting for a win outlook ain't looking good. LOL. No, it's not. Grand Wazoo 42. Welcome to the radicalized lever, or that too. An intern loser has been a member for 19 months. Radicalized. We'll be stuck with Kathleen Kennedy until life alerts out. Says best name I could think of. Yes. The Angry Badger. What's up? It was great meeting you. Just wanted to say hail to the goats. It was great meeting you at the meetup, dude. Dave Grimes. Hail. You looked at Section 31, but what do you think of the news that they are making a live action comedy Star Trek show? God help us. It's fucking retarded, but it's Star Trek made by retards. The Raven and the Writing Desk has been a radicalized member for 19 months. And it was nice seeing you at the meetup. The Willybot, Jaloja, I am not late. I have to start on time, then begin after that. I got news for you. That means you're late. Yeah, we were late. My bad. Dragon-wise, I think Bryan Cranston would be a better Dr. Doom. Too old, but at one time, yes, he's a good actor. Mark of Reality. If that discovery from the Gina Carano versus Disney Plus trials gets released soon as it's going to be absolute gold. They're getting SJW emails, etc. Yeah, if that gets out, oh my God, it is YouTube Christmas, birthday, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, everything wrapped into one. Hail Gary, X-Ray Girl, Frank 199, praise Ara, says Cole Hauser. Picasso says, I'm not interested in a lot of Hollywood. I use this time to improve my life. That's good. Dirt is King for $5. Picard review or Winds of Winter? Which comes first? Oh, Picard review. My money is on Winds of Winter at this point. Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa!
Ouch!
I want Winds of Winter I want it to win. Syndec for $2. Sup, brother? Give me a call. Mrs. N has the number. Thanks. I will. Oh, I got to talk to you. I got to talk to you, Syndec. Hail Syndec, by the way. Okay, that's it. X-Ray Girl, what do you got coming up?
Later on today at around, I think 5 or 6 p.m., I'm going to be playing Bayonetta Part 2. I started yesterday. It was really fun. And then Poor Choices at 9 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah.
Awesome. I don't know. I'm going to research. I got to catch up. I've been gone for a week. So I'm going to spend the day catching up, looking at clips, seeing what I'm going to do next. We just released a video yesterday, about 24 hours ago. Deadpool and Wolverine review. Please check it out. Got age restricted in the middle of the night, but we won the appeal after I blurred out some gross bits.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. So I am happy about that. House of the Dragon on Sunday with Ryan, Mahler, Fringy, and Shad. So all of them are going to be on for the finale.
Nice.
We also have a lot of like super chats to square up from the last 2 streams. So we got to get those collated and ready to go.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And then what else? Oh, Friday Night Tights with Mahler.
With Mahler. And apparently a nooner tomorrow.
There's a nooner on Rumble tomorrow. On Rumble.
There we go.
As a makeup for Monday.
There's one more super chat here. A Bushin Ryu Cat for 5 says, have you seen the Transformers X Knight Rider Pontiac kit toy? Does it really transform? How many moaning noises did Az make? All the noises.
He made all the moaning noises. It sounded like a porno coming from his house, but I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it. No, I went to Master Replica and I saw the Enterprise from Picard Season 3, and I saw the Enterprise from Motion Picture. Their replicas, fucking, yeah, Geek wood, for sure. All the noises. All right. Yeah. And videos to come, stuff to come. And nooner tomorrow on Rumble, tomorrow morning, probably at 10 Central. It's a makeup for Monday. And we still have to catch up on a Forbidden Frontier. Although, did you dual stream that on Rumble?
No, because it was a video premiere.
Oh, you can upload it though.
Do you want me to upload it? I can.
I would have uploaded it at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure to do that. But so we got a Forbidden Frontier to make up. It'll probably just be me. Everybody else is invited, but it'll be not sure when that's going to be though. It'll be in the next couple of days. I'll let you know. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. Hail to the fellowship. Thanks to all the lurkers. Everybody participating in chat. We appreciate you all, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Nerdrotic.com